So, what's up, everyone? My name is Phidias, host of Not Famous podcast. Thanks for tuning in. If this is the first time tuning in, welcome. If this isn't, welcome back. And for those of you that don't really know, so Not Famous podcast is just where we have fun conversations to kind of get to know who we are as people and like what kind of makes us make these decisions, you know? So obviously I'm naturally a curious person, so I love asking questions, and I love getting to know like the down and dirty to see like exactly who people are. I think every person fucking even like depends like what stage in your life, like it's already like that is the different person, even though it's the same person, you know? So I love asking questions. I love questions for the quiet people, for the people who are scared. You know the one person in the back of the class. Yeah,
I hear you.
I am that guy.
I was there.
Yeah, exactly. So today we have this guest. He's a men's physique competitor. You know, YouTube sensation, fucking influencer and vlogger, right? Fucking GC, Giancarlo.
Yes,
how are you? Welcome.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited and really nervous at the same time.
Yeah. It'll be like that for the first couple of minutes.
It's all good. It's all good.
But I mean, you're used to being behind the camera, dude.
I am, but you know, people are like, dude, you do this all the time.
Yeah.
You're always behind the camera. I'm like, but that's the thing. You don't see everything behind the scenes. You know, you see the final edited video. You don't see the raw stuff. You don't see the 100 clips I took just to make that one intro.
Yeah.
And it's tough, but yeah, I love it.
No, yeah, it's actually like it's so with this. I mean, I try to do like as raw as I can. Like,
sure.
You know, I don't really edit anything out unless it's like incriminating. You know, we don't want that. But yeah, and I there's been times where I've like spoken with like a friend or my girl and been like, oh, like I gotta go over my lines, you know, like see how the intro works. But every intro comes out fucking different, and I just roll with it. I mean, as long as you know what podcast it is and who it is, and I think that's pretty much what matters. But the reason why I wanted you here is because, so as most people know, I work for an athletic clothing company, and so GC, you've been with them for like 2 years, like 2 years, right? Yeah. So I just hit my 2-year mark with them.
Oh, nice.
So I remember when you like first came in and you were like fucking lean, because it was like right before you were about to compete or something like that.
Yeah, it was right before my first show.
Yeah, your first show, and I was like, dude, this guy's fucking chiseled, right? Skinny little guy. And then obviously now a year later, you do like the whole transformation, which we'll get into, and I think that's inspiring, really. So I was like, dude, nah, like for somebody to just come in and do that, like it's pretty motivating. So that's why I was like, I gotta get this guy on, you know.
For sure.
And you're a character too, so
I appreciate it. Thank you, man. You know, just to bounce back on what you were saying, that that you like to just do your intros and just you like to do it raw.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I found that it is like the best way, and you get the most just genuine approach when you just go raw on whatever comes to your head. Because sometimes when you try and script things, you try and be so perfect with it, and you tend to, once you start to mess up, you're like, no, that's not what I had in my head. Yeah. That's not what I had in the script. Those 5 words that I had in the script, I didn't say it, so I got to do it again.
Yep.
And I've caught myself in the beginning when I first started, it was just all raw. Whatever I said came out, and then I look it over. I'm like, I like it. We'll run with it. But as I'm getting more professional and trying to make my videos a lot better, I've had to start scripting things just because I don't want to miss anything. And I think that's the thing for me. It's like, don't want to miss anything, and, finish a video and say, I should have said that. I could have done that, All I had to do was do a little proper planning, and, boom, But, it's just curious to see, like, a whole bunch of creators, whether it's a podcast, YouTube video, Instagram, whatever it is, and how you go about it. Because some people just are just up here so quick and so easy, and they just know it,
Correct,
Some people need a little bit of time, and I think that's where I'm at, But
yeah,
I learn as you go.
Yeah, I've helped TLF do like a couple videos or whatever, like where we're doing like these like the mesh madness. I saw those.
I love that when you were with your glasses, and just doing the madness, and everyone's in the back. Oh, like,
dude, those were about 90% of the time those were one takes.
That's
like,
awesome.
I was just like, what do I gotta say? This, and that. All right, cool. Put on the shades, put on the character, and just fucking.
That's the best.
I just word vomit, and then I'm like, what happened? I blacked out,
That's the best. When I walk away and I'm like, it's like a one and done. I'll do an intro or I'll do an outro, and sometimes if it's a long one, I'm talking, do the outro, and then I walk out and I'm like, fuck yeah,
that's awesome, yeah, dude. We should actually see. I'm gonna see if more content for TLF will we'll see if we can just do like a co-host type of thing.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Because I think that'd be great. Because the reason why I jumped on was I think you were like busy or something like that, where they couldn't get a hold of you.
Yeah.
So they needed somebody, and they're like, "Yo, Fit, hop on." And I was like, "All right, let's do it."
I remember texting Ekroop. I go, bro, he's killing it. Bro, you guys are good. Like he's literally crushing it.
Yeah. Because they're like, "Dude, we need GC. GC's like the host character. You know, it's fucking great."
I actually saw Ashley last week. She came by the gym where I work out at.
Nice.
The owner, and they all know each other from way back. And she just mentioned to me that I don't know if you know, but recently they signed a contract with the Wharf. Or
Nice.
Or it's been in the works for a while. That's why they haven't said anything.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure if I'm supposed to be saying it, but it's something that they're doing to host events now.
Yeah. We're gonna do more events. Yeah. So stay tuned. Yeah, definitely.
So they told me, they're like, hey, we wanted to talk to you, but we wanted to kind of have it concrete first before anything. And we were looking for like a male and female athlete of ours to go out there and host and do some classes. And I was like, yo, I'm here.
Yeah, do it. No, definitely. So, I mean, first off, I mean, I kind of like where are you from? You know, give us a little bit about yourself, you know.
All right. So my name is Giancarlo Anzellotti. I am 27 years old, born and raised here in Miami Beach, Florida, in Mount Sinai.
Oh, wow. Okay, damn.
Yeah, so not too far. I grew up there on 71st Street with my parents. My mom is fully Mexican. Dad is part Venezuelan, part Italian. So I got a nice little mix.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I got a nice little mix. Grew up with a lot of great food because I mean,
definitely.
You got tacos, you got empanadas,
you got pasta.
Yeah, man. Growing up, I realized not too long ago I was lactose intolerant. So there goes that pasta. Then I realized after my bulk, I was like gluten intolerant. Got a little bit. So there was things started to change, and I'm sure we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, born and raised here in Miami. I love it. I love to travel. I'd love to see a little bit more of the world so I can, experience more. And
definitely,
I don't know if my life's going to be here in Miami, but, anywhere you go, you can always come back because, I mean, you've been here for so long.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I've traveled fucking everywhere. I've been, Vietnam, Kenya.
Where were you just? You were just somewhere recently?
Recently, I was just in Dominican Republic.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was just in Dominican Republic. That was a little friend trip. That was a great time, little villa.
I saw.
But I love traveling. I was like I don't know if you know, I was in the Marines.
Oh, I did.
Yeah. Plug.
Oh, shout out. Yeah.
Plug
dude,
in.
that's
Yeah.
amazing.
So I got to travel fucking a lot of places,
Dude, that is amazing.
And it blows my mind. I once had a friend who he had never traveled till he was like fucking almost like 25 or something like that. And I was like, man, that's just crazy how people can actually like go through life like that. But I'm here like, it's been a month since I traveled.
I gotta go.
I need to do something. I'm like depressed because I haven't traveled, and it's so bad. So, but no, it's a great time though. But I don't know. But when you travel though, like I know you went Colorado recently, right?
Just got back.
Snowboarding.
Oh.
Yeah, I was watching your video on it, like when you were like shredding and stuff like that. My girl loves fucking snowboarding. I did it one time when I was like 14 maybe, and it was a great time, but I was just busting my ass all the time. So now
14,
correct, yeah. So I've been dying to go now, but how was that,
dude? I learned like 4 years ago. We went, me and my girl and my family. We went on December for Christmas and New Year's, and my sister, she's very strict. She has a whole itinerary. Like Monday, Tuesday, we're doing this. Wednesday,
my sister did the same thing for DR. She sent us a whole Canva deck.
This is what's going on. Like just so you wake up. This is where we're going. This is what we're doing.
Correct.
This is what you're eating for breakfast. Like.
So much, literally, dude, my sister literally does the same.
That's exactly how it is. But sometimes you need someone like that to keep keep things organized. And again, that way you can do things and not leave and say, "Damn, I wish I would have done that."
Yes.
So we we had everything set up, and one of the days it was to go snowboarding. We took a lesson, had a great time. I was learning, caught on pretty quickly, and I'm like, I'm ready to go. So he let us off. He goes, "Hey, you guys are doing good. After 4 or 5 hours, you're good to go." So we went, and I started going, but as I started doing these bigger lifts, it's very intimidating. Like you looking down, you're like, you see everyone cruising and it looks good, but it's just intimidating. You see,
I'm terrified of heights, so
that's what it is. Like you get so high up there, and you look down, and you're like, you can catch speed if you don't know how to stop. That's the thing. If you don't know how to control yourself, you can fly. And if you don't know how to stop, that feeling sensation, you're like, jump, let go, like just stop,
and it just
and then you can roll, you like a snowball. So the next day, the itinerary was to go do something else. But I got so hooked on.
You're like, nah.
And I was like, can you guys drop me off and I'll go do that again? I'll go pay for whatever. And my girlfriend, she took the class with me even though she didn't need it because She's been shredding in Argentina for years.
Oh,
and
okay. Yeah.
so she knew, but it's been a while, so she wanted to take the class.
Mhm.
And yeah, she's like, let's go do it. We did it. After that day, that's it. I was like, we need to do this again.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't remember if it was that following year, January or February, we booked a trip with two of my friends, and we went. The next month we went, and that's it. It was done deal from there.
Yeah.
So since 4 years ago,
Big snowboarder now.
every January, February, March, we're looking for a trip.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And it's either Utah, Colorado. I mean, we try and travel around, but there's like these epic passes and icon passes that you get, and it makes your trip so much worth it. You get your money's worth.
Yeah.
Just by getting these passes, because what's very expensive with these things, it's the lifts.
It's the lifts. Yeah.
And it's add them up. You go 3-4 days, you can easily spend $600-$700 on these lifts.
Damn.
But you get an epic pass, you get it for if you get it early, an early bird, you get it for $500-$600. There you go.
Yeah. You may as well.
Hey,
Damn, that's awesome. But
Yeah.
dude, I know you're so you're 7 weeks out now. So you're
Right as of right now, yes. Right now, 7 weeks out.
Yep. Yeah, I saw that post today. It's like 7
Yeah.
weeks out today. That's dope, man. That's dope. Fucking, how do you stick to that routine? Like, cause obviously you traveled, so like.
Yeah. So I mean, I had it all planned out. Like I knew that hey, if we're gonna go travel, I still got to stick to the plan. So the good thing is, like, when you're cutting,
That's
you're
tough.
not eating so much food, so you don't have to worry about so much food, right?
Yeah.
So I was already used to it, and I was like, okay, look, I count my macros and stuff, so I count everything that goes in my body. So I was like, look, I can plan it. I can, have my breakfast. During the day when we're shredding, this is where that lunchtime that I really won't be able to sit down and have a meal.
Yep.
But it's okay because
But it helps.
Yeah, for sure. But I'll have my book bag and I'll have everything ready that I accounted for and whatnot. So I have all my protein snacks. Like I went shopping the day before. Got my protein bars, got my beef jerky, got like everything ready.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Brought protein powder from home, had it in a baggie. Like,
wow.
Bro, I was ready because I was like, look, if you're gonna go have fun, you still got to stick to the plan.
Yep. Correct.
So I was like, I'm gonna go do that. I'm not gonna abuse of it. We only went for 3 days. We shredded for 2 days. We caught a red eye late at night. Like, it was a get in, get out.
Damn.
I also wanted to enjoy myself, and it's also I talk about it all the time. Like, it's good to when you're drilling something so hard, you've been on it for so long. You can get overwhelmed.
Definitely.
Take a step back. I took a step back by going somewhere, but I was still on plan. Like,
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't do was work out, but I planned accordingly.
I mean, shredding is kind of a workout.
I came back like 2-3 pounds lighter just because of like constant cardio. And when we go, I'm like a little kid at Disney World. Like, I'm there knocking on the door, like, can you open these gates?
Yeah.
And you're kicking me out of the park. And that's how we are. We don't
That's
eat.
dope.
We don't sit and eat. We, like, as we're going up, pull out the protein bar, boom, we get down.
Nice.
The only time we stop is like to go to the restroom. That's it.
That's cool. Damn, that's cool. I would have just done it. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, sometimes it happens, bro. It's so cold, and you're like, bro, I just gotta go and keep myself warm right now.
Yeah, exactly. I get some warm pee in here, bro.
Gotta keep myself warm right now. And you won't even know. No one would know. It's all good.
That's crazy, dude. How does your? I mean, you've been with your girl for a while?
Yeah, going on like 7 years. Yeah.
Oh shit! Wow, yeah, that's a long time. That's good, man. Congrats on that, bro.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
she's seen it all, like.
Yeah, she's seen it.
The up, the fall,
sometimes
the
I question.
fucking-
I'm like, what
Why are you here?
What were you thinking?
Yeah.
Because when we first met, I mean, when you and I first met, cool. You're like, yo, you're this lean, shredded guy.
Yeah.
You should have seen me 4 or 5 years before that. I was still lean because I was just built like I was a skinny kid. Like, that's my frame, right?
Oh, okay,
Skinny,
so you've
lean
been skinny
kid
your whole
my
life, and then got you.
But it's the muscle that was the struggle for me to put on the size. And that's just the struggle of the skinny guy, like, growing up, right? That's the struggle. It's easy to stay lean. It's hard to put on the muscle. That's why. How do you eat whatever you want? It's like, it's just my metabolism is like running like this, and I'm always so active, and But the putting on the muscle, that's where we struggle because we have to abuse and overload on food every single day. But yeah, before then, I was even skinnier, man. Like,
Just fucking twig.
I was shredded, but I was so skinny that I was like.
Yeah, like it's just like they're like, yo, he's shredded because he just doesn't have
exactly.
anything.
It's like, yeah, how do you have abs? I'm like, bro, because I'm just so lean and so skinny, man. Like,
This
that's
is just
why.
human anatomy, bro.
But that was like 7 years ago when we met at a CrossFit gym, and that's like where fitness.
Okay.
That's like fitness started for me there.
Oh, you kind of started in CrossFit. So
Yeah, I started as a CrossFit member, then became a coach, a
Nice.
competitor,
Yep.
and I fell in love with that.
Nice.
But after like 3-4 years, as I started to understand, my physique didn't really change so much after the years. I still stayed shredded, still stayed lean. If anything, leaner because I worked out even more. I was so obsessed with it. then I got tired. I'm like, man, I really want to put on muscle. I had a couple injuries there that kind of woke me up. Had to take a step back, look around, like, yo, what is it that you really want? You know, ask myself, what is it that you really want? You know, and started to just understand. Again, finishing college there around that time, and that's when I'm like, okay, I finally understand how to build muscle.
Nice, yeah.
Got to eat a little more, move a little bit less.
Damn, yeah.
And I was doing the opposite.
Damn, that's honestly, that's great. The fact that you're able to like notice what you really, like, I guess, and then just kind of go from there, and then to have her support you.
Yeah. Oh, for
I mean,
sure.
I'm sure that's probably one of the biggest things,
Yeah,
is
I tell
having
her all the
someone
time.
to support you there.
I tell her all the time. She's like, she's an MVP. You know?
Yep, that's
Like
awesome.
her, my mom, my family in general. Like,
Yep.
they're just like my MVPs. You know, like my mom's the one that anytime I post in Instagram, TikTok,
Yep.
YouTube, whatever it is, she's right there.
Yep,
Like,
that's my mom.
Like number one. I don't care if she posts a heart, whatever it is. She's always there, and she'll watch the videos. Like, I mean, it's your mom. You know, it's
Yeah,
like,
no, of
just
course.
wants to see you, so she'll
Yep.
replay that thing like 4 or 5 times and just watching it and watching
Yeah.
it, and then I'll hear it the next day. But and then same thing. My girlfriend, she's just obviously we live together, so watching me count all this stuff, and thank God, like, she does everything with me. Because
I was gonna say, does she also like
so
partake in the fitness?
She doesn't compete. Yeah, she's a CrossFitter, so that's where we met, and she's been diehard for like I think 11 years or 11, 12
Oh,
years.
shit.
I heard her
Okay,
say
yeah.
the other day. So she's been going at it for a long time, and she loves that. It's the structure, right?
Correct.
She loves the structure. Some people just love to show up and just, hey, tell me what to do, and I'll do it.
Correct.
Instead of going in there and it's like, what do I got to do? Because sometimes even I go in there and I got, what am I gonna do today? Specific or what?
Yeah.
So go in there, show up, do my thing, get in and get out.
Nice.
And yeah, the fact that she can support me through my food, and it's not someone that is like, on the weekend, hey, let's go out.
Let's
like,
go,
what
yeah.
about me? Like, let's go out. She's
Yep.
such a team person. Such a
That's
team player,
that's
and
massive.
and I think it makes my life so much easier. So I can only imagine, someone that is, hey, what about me? And it's not that it's just
Yeah. No, it's definitely, there are those relationships where they're so stuck into like this like stigma of like, oh, it's a weekend, we have to go out to dinner.
Yeah.
We have to do this. We have to do this. We have to post this. We
Yeah.
have to, and that's awesome. The fact that you're like obviously like on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, you're pretty much everywhere. Fucking and like she does not really about the image. I'm assuming.
No, man. She like she has
That's
she
awesome.
has she has Instagram, but she doesn't post much. Like, if she does, it's like twice a year.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
she doesn't really post much. She'll post something that maybe she'll reshare my stuff if I ask her to. If it's a new video, and
Yeah.
especially if she's in it. Like, just so her friends can see her in it as well.
Definitely.
So yeah, man. She's in the fitness world. She's a CrossFitter, but she's not in the social media world. Like,
Nice,
that.
yeah.
She'll watch it.
Yep.
She'll engage in it, but she's just not.
I feel like that's very
just,
CrossFit like vibe
kinda
though.
a little
They kind
quieter,
of do that.
like
Yeah.
a little quieter.
Yeah.
Because yeah, man, that social media world is different.
It is, man.
It's a
So
different world.
is that what you do now completely? Like, you're 100% in this? Like, you don't have like a side job? Or?
Yeah. So I started off as a coach at a few gyms when I first started, then became a personal trainer. That was like my level up. Like, I wanted to level up, make a little bit more of an income. So I started personal training. And then I realized, as I started learning more about businesses, watching other entrepreneurs, it's like, how do you scale from being a personal trainer? Like,
Yeah.
as a personal trainer, you can only see so many people in a day. That's your cap.
That is true. Yeah.
So the only way to level up is to charge more and charge more
Yep.
and charge more. So
Yep.
you'll charge more, you'll see less people, and you'll have more time.
Correct.
And then you got to, it's a cycle, it just keeps going. So then I realized, and then the same thing, at first I'm like, I wanted a gym. And it's like, but then you can only help the people that are within the gym. And there's only amount of square feet you have in this gym, so you can only hold so many people. So how do you level up from there? And then social media became a thing. And then, online became a thing. But in my head at first, I'm like, how are you going to train somebody online?
Mm-hmm.
People love this.
Yeah, interaction. Yep.
Yeah,
Human
like,
interaction.
I mean, people do podcasts now. Like, I could be at home. You
Yep.
could have done this out, but
yeah.
So like
That's one thing I refuse to do.
yeah, for sure.
I will never Zoom.
Just to go through all those troubles with, technology still has its buffers, and hey, can you hear me? All that stuff.
Like,
My mic's off or whatnot. I can only imagine, but yeah. So I started to do online training, and I was learning along. I was learning, and then around that same time, that's when TLF reached out to me, and man, I'll never forget that day. I thought it was like a scam. I thought it was a scam. As a matter of fact, I remember exactly where I was. I was in Salt Lake City. Sorry, I was in California. We're on a snowboarding trip, and I'm in the car.
Nice.
I get this email, and I'm like, Sam's like leaning on me. Like, hey, look at this. I'm like, you think this is real? She goes, you got nothing to lose other than your
Yeah,
address. And I'm
why
like,
not?
but that's the thing, though. It's my parents. It's my parents' home. You know, I can send someone to my parents' home. You know, so they're like, you know, we're just gonna ship you a couple stuff, and I was like, sure, why not?
Yeah.
And when they sent it, I remember putting it on, and I was like, dang, this looks good.
Yeah.
Like it looks good.
Yeah. And this was back then too.
Yeah, it was back then, and I'm like, it looks good, it feels good. I'm like, this is real.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yeah, what do I got to do? And you know, got involved with that. So then I started to understand more, and the opportunities that come with social media. And starting last year, a big goal of mine was to slowly fade away. And I had to ask myself, like, what do you do? Like when someone asks you, hey, what do you do? Like, what do you say? Personal trainer, online trainer, like content creator. Like, what are you gonna say? So I knew I didn't want to be a personal trainer the rest of my life. I love helping people out, but again, if you're a personal trainer, you're someone that works at a gym, you're capped.
You're stuck.
So social media is like this, and you can help out so many people. So when I started seeing all these influencers and entrepreneurs through videos and programs, I'm like, you can do that. And so starting like last year, a goal of mine was going into this year was to slowly fade away from personal training, go fully into content creation, be an influencer, and make money through online, and then have your programs, set through your platforms and whatnot. So that is my goal, because just like you, I love to travel, and I want to be able to be in Colorado right now if I have to, and at least I don't have to think about I have somewhere to be, I have someone to see. I can still work from there. I can still make videos from there, and that's the beauty about making content. You can make it from absolutely anywhere, whether you have a gym or not. Like,
correct.
So that's where I'm at right now. Still personal training, but I've actually scaled back and started focusing more online. And right now I'm just like on a mission. And I kind of like been waiting for this moment, because with that whole bulk for the full year. Yeah,
bro.
I've been waiting for like this moment right here, because I know, I hate to say it, but it is kind of true. In social media, it's like a lot of people judge a book by its cover.
Definitely. Yep.
Like I say this all the time. You have two dudes. You have a big boy and a shredded dude, right? This big boy he's so smart. He knows everything, right? He can help you. This guy, he just looks good. He looks good for social media.
Yep.
But before any of them open their mouth, and you want to look like this, you're gonna pick that guy. You're gonna hear him. You're gonna pick him before anything. Why? Because that's what you see.
Correct.
You don't know, this guy's probably bulking, or he knows his stuff, and he just doesn't really care to look like that, whatever it is. But it's just the reality of it. Not to say it about women as well, but like, they're in a bikini, boom, they're getting the most likes and views.
Absolutely.
And it's like, they didn't have to say anything.
Absolutely.
I'm over here thinking, like, do I got to be in my underwear and stuff? Do I got to be in boxers? I'm going to start OnlyFans right now. Like, I'll do it right now. You tell me. I
got some cute feet, man. I'm going to start posting feet pics sometimes.
So in my head, I'm like, you know what? This is going to be an experiment. I'm going to, like, during my bulk, sure, I was posting my journey. I wanted people to see the struggle and, everything I was going, and everything that, the process of it. And I'm like, once I start cutting down and I'm going to start posting more on social media, like, I want to see if, like, this is really true, because I'm going to be in your face. Like, I'm going to show up.
No, yeah, I appreciate that, the fact that you always post every day, like, consistently, whether it's stories, reels, or whatnot.
I mean, I try to, you want to engage with, everyone that's watching, and, you build a community, and, you build friends, and you start talking to people that, like, are in other places in the world that are following you, and I think that's the coolest. I think that's the coolest part.
Extremely cool. Yeah.
Somebody just messaged me on my YouTube and was like, "Yo, big fan from Morocco." I was like, "Bro, what?"
Where is Morocco?
I was like, "Yo, this is crazy. Like, this is amazing." I was like, "Bro, you literally just made my day."
That is awesome, man. How do you I mean, I think I saw one comment one time. It was like a kid who was like, "Oh, I'm 14 or something like that," and like I've been following you or something, and I was just like, that's nice. The fact that you have random people who just
that's it. Like, shout out to all the friends and family that are constantly supporting, because they're there and they want to see you, and they've been seeing you, but they know you,
Correct.
But the ones that don't know you and, like, have been watching for a while, or you just don't even know who they are, or you didn't even know they were watching, when they reach out, comments go a long way. Yeah, sure, it's great for engagement. It helps the algorithm, like, but all that stuff. But it goes a long way, man. When you dedicate so much time to making a video, and then you get a message like, "Dude, keep at it. Hey, I've been watching you for a long time.
Yeah.
Hey, this is awesome. Hey, you really motivated me to get moving," and like all that stuff really means a lot. And
Nice.
I've been getting those messages slowly as my my YouTube, which to me is like my bread and butter. Like, I love social media, like the TikTok and Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. But to me, the the hopes of being a YouTube sensation. You know, like
Yeah,
that's my goal. Like I'd love to inspire.
Well, I
as
said
many
it here
people as I
first,
can.
so this is where it started right here.
So yeah, man, and it's going, and I'm having a lot of fun. You know, currently right now I'm vlogging my my prep series. So you know, going onto stage from 12 weeks out. I mean, I've been vlogging everything, you know, to here, but 12 weeks specifically down to show day.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm sure it's like in a roller coaster of emotions.
Oh,
like,
you have no idea.
Yeah,
like my head is like this, man,
all the time.
My head is like this right now, and especially I don't know if you saw, I called it. I was like, you know what, you know, because I'm experimenting with this posting, I'm gonna do something called March Madness. So I'm gonna post a reel every single day.
Dude, yeah.
But then someone reached out to me. I said it in like February like 8th or something like that. Someone reached out and was like, why start in March? Why not do it now? And I was like, oh, you know who it was?
You know what?
You know who it was? It was E-Group.
Of course it was. It was a crew.
He goes, look, bro, I
Great
love
guy.
you, and I need you. I need to see you more, bro, because you deserve more. And
Yeah,
you know, he's
definitely.
I love E-Group. If you're watching this, you know this, bro. I tell you.
I don't know if you know this, but he's my roommate.
Is he really?
Yeah, we live together. Yeah, we'll kick it. We'll kick it one of these days.
Bro, I love that guy.
Yeah,
like,
he's a great dude.
I really do.
Great dude.
He's just a big supporter and, you know, big fan. So, you know, he told me, he goes, why not start now? And I'm like, oh, bro, it's a lot. Like, it's easy for you to say, for you to say it. It's easier said than done. But E-Group's like, you can do it. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do it. So I started doing it. You know, we're almost done with February. You know, half going on, almost done with February. And I've been doing it. You know, engagement and everything's been growing little by little. But the behind the scenes is the hard part of like recording every day, editing every day, thinking ahead, and not just like recording just that day and the editing. No, I'm trying to stay ahead. So like building my drafts right now on Instagram. I have like 8-9 drafts just so I can like take a step back and chill. But then I still got YouTube and other stuff. So it's stressful. You know, it's stressful. You know, my head's been rolling. There's been times where I'm sleeping and I'm just like, my head's still going in ideas, and I'm like, shut off, bro. Please shut off. Like, you need to go to sleep, because sleep is a big priority. It's something I always talk about. I'm like, you need to just chill. Tomorrow we'll do it again. And I wake up and I'm still rolling. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Do you feel like you're just always so busy, like you don't really sit down and just watch Netflix? Or like,
I try. This is what I.
Or do you even enjoy that?
I mean, so actually, I don't know. Are you a Star Wars fan?
Huge Star Wars fan.
All right, so check this out.
Huge Star Wars.
So growing up, I mean, I've watched everything. Disney
My girl
Channel,
says I'm a little too nerdy sometimes.
Dude, no, I don't think you can be. Like, it's just Star Wars is amazing.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
So, like, I've never watched Star Wars. I knew about it, but I never watched it growing up. And recently, me and my girl really got in it. But it just happened because last year I was in Dallas with one of my boys, and he, like, the new Obi-Wan Kenobi came out, and he was just watching it, and I'm there with him, and he's like, "You want to watch this?" I'm like, "You know, sure." And whatever. I've never seen this.
But you don't know the backstory.
I know nothing. But he's like, "Yo, but I gotta watch it because I know the stuff." I'm like, "You do your thing, bro." Yep. So I started watching it. You know, I'm engaged. I'm like, "This is dope." And the two episodes came out when they first dropped. Yeah. So we went right into the second one. I'm like, he goes, "You like it?" I go, "Yeah, it's pretty cool." So every Wednesday they were dropping the new one. Come back, you know, I come back and I'm like, "Hey, babe, you gotta watch this. You know, I think it'd be really cool." So we started watching it. But I'm like, "Hey, we gotta watch it from the first one so you can understand."
Correct.
From the first episode. So we finished Obi-Wan Kenobi. Long story short. I loved it, and I'm like, I feel like we should kind of like start watching this stuff.
Yeah, like what's
so,
the
bro?
whole
We
deal?
started going a marathon, bro. We started going back watching. Oh no, but then we got into the Mandalorian.
Of course, yeah.
Because it was just like right there.
Yep.
The Mandalorian we got obsessed with,
Amazing.
and that's when we started going back to watching one all the way through.
Yep.
But we skipped like the little cartoons, like we skipped the Clone Wars, we skipped the Bad Batch.
I've been trying to hop on the Clone Wars,
dude,
but there's so many episodes.
Oh, you have to.
So it's like
so that's the best part about it. So we finished everything, and I'm like, well, now let's go back, because a friend of ours who's really big in it, he goes, "You gotta see those little things, because you start to understand all these little stories, bro." The production of this is insane. Like how the creator did this, it's just insane. Yep. You know how movies were made years ago, and then now, and then how they're still going. Yeah. And yeah, we literally just finished Clone Wars not too long ago, and yes, we went through every single episode.
Nice.
So what we do is every night when we have dinner, you know, we're cooking our dinner, we sit down. And they're 20, 25 minutes at most, you know? So, you know, we watch one, and we look at each other, and it's like, you trying to watch another one? Boom, we watch another one. So it's like, it's always at least two, just because we're so in it.
Yeah.
And then there's so many, so you're trying to get ahead.
Yeah, as always.
So we just finished that. We finished Clone Wars, now going into, you know, Bad Batch.
Yeah,
Bad Batch is super cool.
Bad Batch is so good.
Man,
so
it's
good.
super cool.
Yeah.
And now they're gotten to the point where they're like Obi-Wan Kenobi, where it's like every Wednesday you're coming out with a new one. I'm like,
Yup.
You know, so we
Oh,
started
man.
watching like Han Solo and all that stuff.
That's awesome.
All the little in betweens, but man, it's fun. So and it's that little step back.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that little step back. You know, you put the phone away. I have to
Disconnect.
take my Apple Watch away because even though my phone's over there, my Apple Watch still. And then I'm over
You're
here like, bro, stop.
Yep.
So I got to put it over there. But you know, it's time that we can enjoy. We're having dinner. You know, I kind of wanted to bounce back when you said a whole about like going out with your girl and having dinner and whatnot. Man, sometimes I'm like, what do you want to eat? You want to go have a burger? We could do that right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I can do that. Like I can
Yeah.
make that. I'll make it super delicious, and at least I know what I'm putting in there.
Correct.
And like we know what we're putting in there. You want French fries? I got you.
Yep.
Like we can have that. You know, the only thing different is that like you're home all the time. You know, so
Yeah.
the getting away, the getting in the car, driving, and going somewhere else, seeing other people.
The adventure.
I get
Yeah.
that. I get that 100%. But like I said, she's an MVP, bro, because you know we both make sacrifices.
Yep.
And this is like where I'm at right now in my life. So she's just right there. And, you know,
Oh
here
yeah.
we are.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. Do you ever feel like you're like trying to put on like a persona or like a character? You know what I'm saying? Because that's one thing I personally, when I initially started the podcast, I always felt like I was like, oh, I don't want to say this or I don't want to do this because I don't want to be thought of like this or seen like this. But then I realized that just me personally, I think I'm gonna fucking gas myself up right now, but like I'm probably one of the most genuine people because I'm like, look, just take it or leave it, and that has gotten me way better friendships, fucking, way better life, whether it's outside of work or whatever I do. So being real is just me. So I was like, what's better than fucking doing a podcast where I just chat and then look, like, if you don't want to listen, don't listen.
Yeah,
you know?
You're gonna attract the people you want.
But yeah, so I used to be scared of putting on this persona, but
I hear you. I think you won't make it far like that. You know, you won't make it far like that.
people will see it.
Yeah,
they'll see through it.
People will read right through that. You know, people will see it. I think it's just important to be you. You know, I think everyone struggles with that. Like,
Definitely.
especially when it comes to being a creator and wanting to post and stuff like that. You know, everyone stops because they think about what someone else is going to think about them.
Yep.
You know, that's what stops and kills a lot of people's dreams. It's just the fact that someone else's opinion. But it's like, just think about that. Someone else's opinion.
Correct.
Like
opinion.
It doesn't matter. Like if that's what you want to do, like you do it.
Yeah.
And it's just like I love listening to, back in the day during that CrossFit time. That's when I found out about Gary Vee. You know,
Gary Vee, legend.
Gary Vee is big on just like not giving a fuck on what anybody else thinks. And then they ask him like why he curses so much. Like that's just him. Like and I used to be that. Like people would tell me too, like why do you curse? Like it's just like me. It's just me. Like, it's not like I say it in a mean way, but like these curse
that's my
words.
filler
like,
word.
Yeah, it's like so. Like if that's you, like just do it. If that's who you are, just do it. You gotta be you, man. You gotta be you 100%. And when it comes to social media, I think a lot of people, it looks like, this is very common to know, like, oh, it looks like this influencer is living the best time of their life. Like,
yeah, you only see the highlight reel.
Exactly. Right. So that's people want to show you their highlight reels, but you don't know what's behind the scenes. Just like I'm telling you right now, like, dude, this guy looks great on camera. Like, yo, you make it look so easy. You don't know what happened before because I'm not sitting there showing you all this stuff.
Correct.
So I just think it is very important to open up at times to your community and stuff, and just letting people know, what you're going through. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember Chase?
Yeah.
So I talk to him all the time. Obviously he's an athlete of ours, and he was reaching out to me, and he was, help me out with the YouTube stuff. I'm trying to make this video. And I was also telling him, like, bro, you just got to do it, man. Stop overthinking it. You look great. I mean, bro, look at your physique, bro. You look great. Just post your stuff, do your thing, But he opened up to his community talking about, like, how he's, had these addictions with, like, Adderall and certain things. And, like, a lot of people don't talk about that, man.
No.
A lot because it shows just the beauty of, like, this guy looks like he lives the perfect life, has the best physique. He's living in LA or Dallas or whatever it is, living the best life. And, like, you have no idea what people are going through. Not that I go through a lot, but we all have our little stressors and whatnot, whether it's financial, whether it's, the concept of, I'm doing so much, I'm putting everything in, why am I not growing? And those things get to you, even though, like, I'm a big believer in, everything happens for a reason, have patience. But, sometimes you still have that, it still hits you, like.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean,
it still hits you when you work so hard, you're doing all this, and, like, why me? Like, why not yet? Like, this guy over here just started doing it, and then boom, and then why not me? Like, I'm putting it all in here, But yeah, man.
How long have you been doing like this whole I guess like like as a content creator?
I think
It's been like over 3 years now.
yeah, it's definitely been over that, but it was more like there was no specific goal, there was no reasoning in the beginning. It was just kind of like, you know, in high school it was like post a thing like, you know, here at the party with the friends. You know, after the basketball game we lost. Like it's just, you know, like it was that kind of stuff. Once I got into the CrossFit gig, started seeing, you know, CrossFit Games athletes posting, and I'm like, oh, I'll post my workout. You know, I'll post my workout. I'll do this, but again, no real goal to it. Just like people watch me work out. Let's see what happens. And then like 3 years ago, that's when I kind of started like, you know, well, what's the goal? You know, you're trying to get, you know, people to follow you. You know, you want to build a community. You want to do something with this platform eventually. And then the YouTube was something I've always wanted to do, but I was held back by the people, you know, doubting me, and the people like just giving me their, why, you know, you look so silly. It's so cringy. And it's like, bro, I think it's funny. Like, I want to do it.
That's what it is. That's what it is. As long as you think it's funny, and I'm that's me every day. Like, I say the stupidest shit, and like whether it's my girl or my boys are just like, oh fuck, there you go, Fit just said this thing again, and I'm fucking cracking up. Like, and I'm like, no, look, I say shit to make myself laugh. Like, if you laugh on the process, awesome. If you laugh at me in the process, you're still laughing, so still awesome. So, but yeah, like you said, it's I love that your content has a variety. Cause I love these. You did a couple videos where you like train like certain people on the floor. I think fucking the best one I think is fucking Chris Heria. Where you did like the tattoos.
See, to me, like that,
I was rolling.
That's your personality. You know, like, you know, I would never get a tattoo just because of the reasons I'm a little baby, bro. I'm afraid of needles and stuff like that. So that's just a big, you know, my big reason. But yeah, I was like, okay, how can you know, get people to engage more? And you know, if you just go got fake tats. I mean, it was cool. I'm not gonna lie. I was getting compliments. People were like, yo, keep the tats. even my girl at one time was like, she was like, babe, damn you. I was like, don't even start.
Don't even.
I was like, don't even start.
Oh man, your muscles.
I was like, my mom would not approve of this. Don't start. But yeah, man. I mean, like, I got all the tats. I was having so much fun. My boy, who's my neighbor next door, he actually does tattoos, and I was like, I had this idea. I'm like, bro, can you just like act like you were gonna tattoo? I use it as an intro. I saw it all in my head. I was like, and then I wake up the next morning, I'm tatted up already. So yeah, it was really cool, man. You know, when you're gonna try to be someone else, I mean, you gotta try to act like them to make it somewhat funny. You can't just like just try and copy their day, but try to be like them. Just like when the people do the impersonations of someone else's voice or whatnot. You know, it's great. If you got it, you could do it. It's hilarious.
Definitely. Oh yeah, definitely. Impersonations are funny. But who else you do? You did
I did The Rock.
You did The Rock?
I was like yelling focus the whole time. He's like, focus. He's always like yelling.
Yeah, I love motivational videos.
Yeah, I mean, he's great.
He's on fucking all of them.
He's
pretty much.
He's on all of them.
I love that. You did Liver King. I saw.
I did that one. That one was one of my favorite ones, just because of like I was so in character, and I've been watching this guy for a little bit. So
he got outed hard.
Yeah, he did. I mean, but like
it was bound to happen, bro.
It's just like, you know, if you're in fitness, you know, like you'll know the people.
Yeah, of course.
You'll know if you're not in fitness, you think anybody like with abs is like in general just like on some sort of gear. Like I get it, you know, now, and I'm like, really? Like, is it just because I got abs? Like, is that why you're saying that? You know, some people like to shame other people just because they've tried to get there and they're not, you know, or they can't figure it out, and they'll just point the finger and blame you. So, but yeah, I did Liver King. I did Chris Bumstead.
Oh, that was a good one.
So I did Chris Bumstead. I think that
you did Goggins. I saw you did Goggins.
See, that was another one. I was
Stay on.
You know, in the beginning, I'm like, I already know. You know, some people I just think it. I'm like, I know how I'm gonna start an intro.
Of course,
you have to.
Black and white, and
just running and just talking shit to the camera, bro. I love when Goggins is doing that.
Dude, Goggins, he's probably one of my top guys that motivates me. I think it's like the whole military mindset. We have like very similar thing. I'm very like you know, through, you know, pain and gain type of thing. So very raw. Like I run without headphones, you know, like I run without music, shit like that. Cause that's my clarity. Or I go on really long walks. And my boys are always saying like, dude, are you all right? You know, stuff like it. But I'm always my girl and I and my sister and her boyfriend, we made a group chat, and we're just like, yo, I'm going on Goggins mode right now, and I'm just in the gym like, fuck it,
it's Goggins mode.
The red lights on, the fuck it, you know, it's intense.
Have you seen the video of him just like bench pressing when he's like, who's gonna carry the boats? He's like bench pressing. He goes, who's gonna carry the boat?
Yeah, he's fucking
I
massive.
am. Who's gonna carry the logs? And I'm just like loving it. He's like maxing out on a bench press. You could tell he's fatigued, and he's just going for reps nonstop. The guy does like hundreds and hundreds of reps.
Yeah.
Goggins is he's different. You know, he's different. Obviously, that's what makes him him. But yeah, you know, some people love him, some people don't like him. It's just because they can't handle it.
They can't handle it.
They can't handle
Which
it.
It makes sense, man. The
Of
guy's
course.
at 100 all the time.
I mean, he's always showing up. You know, like he's
Massive.
just always showing up, and he's
Yep.
gonna give you 110%, whether he feels 110 or not.
Yeah.
And I think it's important. Like you have to show up no matter what.
That's the most important thing in life, and I think I always preach it is just showing up.
Yeah.
Showing up, whether you're showing up as a friend, you're showing up as a partner, as a fucking stranger, you know. Like one thing I really like is that like sometimes people are always like, oh, why'd you give money to like that bum? Like he's gonna go buy cigarettes, he's gonna go buy alcohol. I'm like, look, I showed up for him. Like I gave him what I was able to help him with. Now what he does with it, that's between him and whoever he believes in, whatever, you know. So showing up is massive, and when you don't show up, people notice, and then that's you know, you lose friendships, you lose communication with certain people, but it's important, man. Showing up, and it's so easy.
Oh yeah.
I think it's so easy, bro. Like jokingly, you just got to show up, like physically. You just like I'll stand there, and if you want to vent, just fucking give me on. I'm not the best at giving advice, but
that
I'll fucking show up.
right there goes a long way to some, you know, so
Yep.
many people. It's like, you know, it's like, hey, can you come to my show, or you know, can you come to my contest, or whatever, you know, whatever's going on. If you can make it great, you know, whether you thought they were gonna show up or not, you know, you see them in the crowd, and you're like, you know, like, you took the time to come over. You know, it goes a long way, you know, for a lot of people. And again, you know, if you can't make it for whatever reason, it's completely understood. Like you're not supposed to be there. It's not your show. It's my show. Like
Correct.
the only one supposed to be here is me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the one that has scheduled, and you know, I put myself in here. But you know, when you see people, you know, showing up and you know, hitting you up, you know, it does go a long way. Like I said, I get people that reach out and you know, they're constantly there, and I know those people. Like I'm very aware of those people that are always there showing up. But it's always cool to see. Sometimes it's even better to see the people that you don't even know we're watching and just randomly start showing up. You know, I didn't even know you were watching. You know, it's been like months, years, and here you are. And it's like, yeah, I've been watching from, you know, from back here. I just haven't said anything.
Yeah. I recently one of my friends, he was like, well, I guess he is. Yeah, he's technically. So fucking he was just like, yo, bro, so one of them, like, by the way, like, I don't know if you know, like, I was listening to your podcast or whatever. I was like, oh shit, no, I didn't know you listened, but I appreciate that, bro. And he's like, yeah, dude. One of my favorites is this one, and he like named a specific like thing I said, and like, you know, and like all this stuff, and it was like, oh, with this guest, and I was like, dude, that's like 10, 15 episodes back. Yeah. Like I'm like, you went and at that, like, it goes so far. I'm like, fuck, man. Okay, you know what? Maybe this is helping people out, and then that's why that's the whole main thing of this podcast is like, so whether somebody's trying to be a creator as well, you know, so now they know a little more of what to expect, you know, or if they want to balance this and that. I have so many more guests I want to put on, you know, whether they have their own businesses, whether they're just regular people and they don't really do much, but mentality is everything. I recently had one of my boys who was I served with him when we were in Japan together. So that's a great episode. Sure. That one I'm very excited. That one, by the time this one releases, it'll be already out. But yeah, it's just I love that. I love it goes back to it.
I mean, bro, I love that you're doing it. And by the way, like, I thought the day you told me this was like the best name ever. I was like, dude, that is amazing.
Yeah, it's people always say like it's redundant. It's kind of what is it? It's a double negative, you know. But it makes sense if you think about it. Someone who's famous, they're famous. Yeah. Someone who's not famous, they're not famous. But if they're not famous, they're somewhere in between, and they're like they need to be known, they need to be heard, they need to be listened to, you know, and seen, you know. So that's the main thing, and I'm excited for it. But one thing that we kind of, to jump back earlier with the Liver King thing, fucking, you're fully natty, right?
Yeah.
Which that right there is it's huge, bro. Because nowadays it's like they have videos, people go around like, you natty or not, and they're like, nah, I'm not.
Of course,
you know,
it's content, you know, so, and it's content. If you follow this influencer, you're like, oh, I've been dying to know this guy. I knew it, you know?
Exactly, yep.
But yeah, man, so me, man, I'm a big believer in just being you and just try and push yourself as far as you possibly can, right? Everyone's like, I just want to know what my full potential is. And I always tell people, people that are at least the younger generation that decides to hop on some sort of gear or, you know, whatever it is. And it's like, you didn't even know what your full potential is.
Yep.
Because you already got on this. Like, yes, now you're going to grow and spend, you know, you're going to go insane. You're going to get great results with this if you stick to it and you stick to the plan, whatever it is. But again, most people just give in before even giving themselves a try is what I'm trying to say.
Definitely.
You know? And again, it's not that like I'm personally like against it. Like, yes, it's a drug, right? And when people ask me like, why not consider it or whatnot, bro, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do none of that stuff. And it's just because like in elementary school, like, bro, you're drilled in from school, like, don't do drugs, they're bad, you know. I was an athlete, you know, as a very young age. So if you want to be an athlete, you can't do drugs. Like that was what was drilled into me at a very young age. You know, sure, I had my friends that are like, you know, are, you know, doing their things and whatnot, and I was there because they're my friends. I just wouldn't do it, so I appreciated them respecting. Like, sure, I got the.
I respect that. Yeah.
They're like, you just wait, you just wait, and I'm like, okay, you know. But years later, you know, here I am, 27, and I'm like, never smoked. You know, I probably drank like, I don't know, bro, less than 10 times in my life. Like, if I do, it better be like a very important moment. I don't care for it. You know, but if you really want me to, because it's gonna make you feel better to take a sip of something, sure, I'll do it. Like, it's not a big deal. But yeah, and I tell people now, I'm like, if I haven't done it now, when I was all around it at my young age, why would I do it now?
Why go out of your way to do it?
Why do it now? You know. And sure, there's people like, I got some of my friends that are like, bro, but maybe if you smoke some weed, bro, it'll probably help you out, like, especially
on recovery.
Like recovery and like, you know, with your mental clarity, especially if you're stressing, like, it makes me focus more. And like sometimes they go like, oh yeah, you know what, but like I just don't care for it. And when it comes to the PEDs, first of all, I never knew I was gonna get into bodybuilding. So, but yeah, you know, it's unfortunate that in the bodybuilding world, like that is like 99% of it. And it's open. It's legal. It's like it's what it is. Like it's what it is. Like it's open. You know.
I think if you're not competing against other people, then like for something like, let's say if you're in a strength competition and then you're taking steroids, that's foul. You know. But if you're just fucking, you just want to look good and you want whatever, dude, take your fucking steroids.
Well, that's what I tell
people. Just know the results and know what comes with it and all that stuff.
That's what I tell people. It's like, do your research, like know about it. Like, again, I know very little when it comes to like what sort of I started learning all this recently during my 2-3 years here, like really focusing on bodybuilding because I'm around it and I got friends that are on it and they tell me things. So I started to learn. I didn't even know there was like certain types of steroids. Like I'm thinking at a young age, you hear the word steroids and that's it. It's just one thing. I don't know. It's probably a needle and that is it. Now you start learning about like there's the SARMs, there's the D-ball, there's this. Like what are you talking about? It's like they all have little superpowers and they do this specifically. I'm like, that is nuts, right? Again, as I started doing, getting into bodybuilding more, I started to understand more. As I did my first show and we're in these meetings, they have like paramedics and all this stuff in the front row. I'm like, why do we have paramedics? Like we're literally going on stage flexing under the light. Why do we have someone there like just in case? And
people pass out.
And you see people pass out. You see people flexing and they're like this and they're like can't even hold a smile because it's dangerous, man. It's dangerous. You see a lot of bodybuilders die at a young age and it's like, bro, because they don't see the long run. They see the right now. The opportunity right now. If I get on it, I can win. I can get these sponsors, whatever it is. But they don't see the long run. And then a lot of these people are like screwed up as they get later on. And then again, it's you see the 50-year-old that looks shredded, absolutely great. You think he looks, he's in the best shape of his life. Dead. How? You might look great on the outside, but inside you might be a complete mess. Yeah, some. Did you
hear that?
Huh?
Did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
His stomach is like growling.
Oh,
I was
no?
like, yo, I think I can hear it in the mic.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised my stomach is not growling right now. But yeah, man, you see it all the time. Like just because you look good on the outside does not mean you're healthy on the inside at all.
Absolutely.
Like you can get shredded and lean just by not eating anything. That's gonna be great for you, in the long run.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I always tell people when it comes to that stuff, it's like, what's your goal? Why?
It's the most important thing.
Tell me why. Why? Because you saw the influencer that's doing it and, telling you it looks great and he looks absolutely amazing. Is that why? Because it's not worth it. If you're going to compete and you want to compete at the highest level, you might want to consider it.
Yeah.
Only because it's going to be
everyone else is doing it too.
It's going to be hard to compete against that, So I understand that I'm putting myself at a disadvantage going against these people, right? I understand that. And yeah, there's natural shows. I competed in a natural show, and I did. My first show was an open show, and open meaning like everything goes, right? Like,
what do you mean, like everything goes?
Like you could be natural, you could be not natural.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
So I competed in a very big show, and I did really well. And then my second show was an all natural show, so we did it. Obviously, if you're not natural, you can't compete in it because they drug test you and all that stuff.
Okay, yeah.
But then I also realized when I was signing the waiver that like, you can still be on some sort of anabolics, or at least prior to
Yeah.
that, because it's like you have to be 1 year drug free. I remember signing that and I was like, give me a break, bro. I'm like, this is a joke.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah,
people
yeah.
can still have been on it, years ago and still doing it and whatnot, and just laying off at the right time. Like, that's how a lot of these athletes
Which
do
a
it.
lot of the
Like,
athletes do,
you
yeah.
know, like they cycle off,
Yeah, a lot of
deplete
fighters do
themselves.
that, stuff like that, yeah.
It's a thing around all sports. Like,
Yep.
in case you didn't know, all sports.
Yeah, literally everybody.
You
Like,
know?
oh my god, the baseballer got like. I'm like, yeah, it's
Yes,
even baseball.
They just know how to cycle off, But yeah, so I did that. I did the natural show, and going into this one, I understand that, again, I'm at a disadvantage, but because of the division that I'm in, which is men's physique, the biggest thing in men's physique is a V taper look. From shoulder to waist ratio. It's like, it's the wingspan. So I've been pretty gifted genetically. I mean, I have worked on it, but I got to give it a lot to my genetics. I don't know from where, but it's there.
Yeah.
I have a really big back for my
Yeah, no homo. Your back's massive.
Thank you, bro. But for men's physique, that's like one of the most important things. People say the shows are won from the back. Sure, you still got to have the front, right? So I've heard it a lot from even professionals now, IFBB pros, and people that have been in the sport. Like, man, you have a really good chance, to become a pro. And especially them knowing that I'm a natural. Sure, it's going to be hard. Sure, it's going to take some time, which I understand. I'm all here for it. I mean, I got time, bro. I'm here to vlog. Exactly, I got time. Yeah. I'm documenting everything. Exactly.
I need content.
Yeah, I'm like, I need content. So if it takes some time, the more content, the more videos, the better for me. So I know that, hey, look, in men's physique, they judge the back, the conditioning, which is your abs, the chest, and the shoulders. If I got the back already, and that's one of the most important things, I can check that off. I'm like, all right, I'm really good right here. The conditioning, I'm always going to be the smallest guy 9 times out of 10 going on these shows. So with my coach, we've always talked about, hey, look, you may not be the biggest guy on stage, but we can always show up the leanest guy on stage.
Correct.
And I'm like, all right, let's check off that box. Now I'm 2 out of the 4, right? And now I got to work on my chest and shoulders. So during that off season, a big goal of mine was chest and shoulders, like as much as possible. My shoulders grew a lot. My chest, now that I'm like leaning down, I get to see myself more. You have so much body fat, you think, your chest is growing, but as you start to cut down, you're like, a lot of that was fat.
I was just fat.
Yeah, I'm like, I had a fat ass, bro.
I
had a fat, bro. I had
actually,
my DMs were like hot from male, female. Like I had the fattest ass, bro. My
OnlyFans
bro.
coming.
I should have started.
Yeah.
But I realized as I'm losing weight, everything goes bye-bye. I'm like that. I just literally had a fat ass. Like it was just full of body fat. And I hold, everybody holds body fat differently. I realized I held it more like a chick in like my thighs, my glutes, and my my stomach and my hip area, but not much on my upper body. I even did a DEXA scan, and it was funny to see the DEXA scan, a very thin layer of fat all over my upper body, and then you see my glutes.
What's the
bro? It's like yellow red, like you just see like yellow red, like like.
What's a DEXA scan? Like
DEXA scan is the one that you like lay down, and it's almost like what's the one an MRI?
Like the one that you go into like the tunnel.
Exactly,
thing?
It's exactly what it is, right? So that's exactly what it is. It's not an actual tunnel, but it just has this thing that goes over you, but you lay down head up.
Gotcha.
It's like the DEXA scan and all these other ways of measuring, your fat and all this stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's just another exam.
Gotcha,
but this one's said to be one of the most accurate. So I did it at the end of my bulk because I wanted to do it before and after. Again, in my head, I got this whole plan of I'm going to do this again.
That's how I am.
So I did that.
Visional.
223, 225, pounds, 25% body fat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you walk us through like the whole of, I guess, what is it, a year, right? You bulked for
it
a
was
year?
basically like 10 and a half, 11 months.
Damn,
I tapped out I couldn't.
That's crazy, man. Like, how? Just walk me through, like, emotionally, fucking physically.
Well,
how's everything?
The start of it was
you gained.
Oh yeah, no, I gained.
You're a big boy.
No, I definitely gained, and there was a lot of emotions with that, but yeah, it was after we did the first show. Cool, we had one show right after, like a month later. So it's like when you get that lean, like, might as well take advantage.
Yeah,
you're already in that stage. You went through all that work. Go do another show. We did the other show, and it's like, hey, look, clearly, we just need size, bro. Like that's all we need. You know, that's 9 times out of 10. That's what you need. You
Yeah,
always
yeah.
need you can always do a little bit more.
Yep.
And that's just how these shows are. So we're like, let's go on a bulk. So for the first time in my life, I dedicated a full year, or as long as we possibly could, to a bulk. And we went by month, and you know, I saw the weight going up, and to me, it was great. I'm like, the weight's going up, it's working. But you know, little do you know, you're gaining a lot of body fat
Yep.
with it. But you feel like a strong man at the gym. I mean, I was pumping weight I've never seen before in my life.
Yeah.
Because you have all this energy and all this
Mass
fuel.
moves mass.
Bro, I was moving, bro. I felt so great. I was like, boom. But it was just at the gym where I felt great. You know,
Yeah.
come home and it's time to eat. You're like, I got to eat again, or I have to eat this much.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to take a nap because you just felt so lethargic.
I was gonna say,
felt
do you ever feel
slumped.
sleepy?
Oh, it was the worst feeling because for someone that is working from home, last thing you want to do, you're already sitting down.
Bed's
is,
right
you know,
there,
it's-
you know.
And I have a beanbag the size of like these 4 chairs all around, bro. You could just jump in there and just lay down. And I would sit there on the couch, and it was so hard. I tried to focus, and I'm just like this. And I would get frustrated at myself. I'm like, bro, you have to wake up. Slap myself, drink some coffee, go out for a walk, get some vitamin D, and like wake up. And hey, it wouldn't work, man. There's so much carbs. You know, the carbs really get you.
Yeah.
You know, the insulin spike that you get from all these carbs just really put you down. So it was really rough to be very productive. And again, I'd beat myself almost all the time. I tried to figure out a way to stay up, and it was so tough. It was so tough. But when it came to the eating part, that was the hardest part, man. It was being from someone that was
I
like,
can never eat enough.
I mean, just think about it. Like that's our problem. We just don't eat enough. And when you say you eat a lot, because I'm sure you've said that before, and I've said it all the time, like I eat a lot of food. My mom always said, this guy eats everything.
Yep.
But it's just not enough for my body. I need more. And that's the only way I'm going to grow. And I need more consistently every single day. Not one day, not 2 days. It's every day.
Okay,
So
10 and 11 and a half months.
bro, you tell me a plan, and I'm in it. I'm
Nice.
I get very strict and disciplined with
That's
it.
awesome.
So the plan was at first like 3,800 calories. So I'm doing it. It's not that bad. You know, it's not that many. Okay, cool. It's not that. It wasn't that bad because you know, you eat higher calorie foods, you're gonna get there faster.
Okay.
You know, it's not like I'm eating broccoli and stuff. No, I'm eating higher calorie foods. You know, pasta was there every day.
Yeah.
Every day. That was like a staple. If I didn't have a pasta, it was gonna be rough to meet, like
Yeah.
my macros and calories. So that was every day.
Your ancestors were happy.
Yeah, and then but my stomach wasn't like along the way. I was like,
Yeah.
hey, look, we're done with you, buddy. So yeah, that was, you know, okay. We started to tap into like the 4,000s, you know, and we started getting higher than that. That's when it started getting rough. And again, in my head, I was like, if I'm not eating enough, I'm not growing and I'm not moving forward.
That's the main
So
thing.
there were days that I couldn't reach 4,400 calories. I was done. I would like tap out. But my body reacted so quickly because I was eating so much for so long. The day I didn't eat that much food, I'd wake up the next day and I weigh myself every morning just because I mean, you kind of want to see the progression. It's not like an obsession thing.
Yeah.
It's just you want to make sure you're making progress. If not, you won't know
The
you're
data-
making progress. Yeah.
The data is everything,
Yeah,
bro.
you need to
so
see it.
You need numbers.
I would lose weight immediately. It was like my body saying like, "Oh my God, thank God,"
Like, oh,
you know. And I was like, "Oh no, like this can't. We're not going backwards."
Yep.
So there were days that I didn't want to, but I was like in my head, I'm like, "Well, I'm not gonna eat this meal that I cooked. I'm gonna go to McDonald's. I'm gonna go to Taco Bell. I'm gonna go to Flanagan's. I'm gonna go somewhere, Chick-fil-A.
Flanagan's.
I'm gonna go somewhere. Yeah, man. I'm gonna go somewhere to make sure that I meet these calories some way, somehow."
Yep.
And again, it was like my first true bulk, so I learned a lot along the ways and what I would do next in my next approach and whatnot. But yeah, man, I just had to get it done. And you know, as months went by, sure, I was getting bigger, man. But this was like a cool time because like I was always called the skinny kid,
Yeah.
you know. And now I'm like, dude, you're looking big, dude, you're looking jacked, dude, you're
Yep.
looking massive, you look like a monster. I'm like, oh, chill, bro.
Like, stop. Yeah.
just
But
chill.
keep going.
Yo,
but
just
stop.
chill, bro. Stop. Like, I mean, I you know, the TLF tank tops make me look great, but
Yeah.
I'm like, but underneath like this tank top, I ain't taking it off. Like I got a
Yeah.
nice belly. Like my
Yo.
belly and my glutes were like just boom this way. You know, I was like east and west, just
Yeah,
out.
I remember you came into the office, and I was just like, holy fuck, like GC8, GC.
That's what a lot of people say. I'm like, and people say it now, like, yo, you spit them back out. Like,
Yeah.
You
Yo,
know?
that's also awesome.
it's crazy, like how, like what you can do with your body, bro. Like, you know, you saw me go from here all the way up here, like peak. Like I'll never think I'll see that number again. I hope not. And then right back down here, like, and to me, like I blink, I almost feel like it was like last week where I was like that heavy. You know, some people are like, bro, how'd you get there so fast? I'm like, it wasn't really that fast.
wasn't
I'm like,
fast.
I'm going on like 7-8 months of constantly being in a deficit cutting.
Yeah.
You know, like it wasn't 3 months. It's been like 7-8 months. Yeah, I had a lot of body fat to lose. I had a lot of pounds to lose.
Yeah.
You know, some people get there quicker than others because they don't have to lose 50 pounds. You know.
Is that what pretty much you were losing?
I'm like 5 pounds away from being 50 pounds. Like I've
Wow.
lost 50 pounds in like
Dude,
5 more pounds.
50 pounds. Is
Yeah, but that shows you this is the crazy thing. Again, I don't know too much when it comes to the anabolics and whatnot, but this is what's crazy is I bulked for almost a full year. We're gonna call it a full year. It was 11 months, right? A full year. You know, people were like, "Dude, you gotten so big." Great. Now you see me at my absolute shredded leanest, and I lost 50. I'm about to lose 50, if not a little bit more pounds.
Yep.
But I also gained that. So, like all that is straight up fat.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
how much muscle did I really build during that whole time? You get lucky as a natural if you build 5 pounds of lean muscle.
Yeah, of course.
7 pounds.
Yeah.
That's a job well done, you know. But look what it took. It took a whole year.
Yep.
You got people in anabolics. They be growing that like. I have a friend that when he makes his joke, I'm like, he's not joking, but I'm like, you call him skinny, and he's not. I mean, he's this guy looks like the Hulk.
Yeah.
You call him skinny, and he's just like, catch me in 2 weeks. You'll watch him be 10 pounds heavier. And it's like, that's a joke, bro. It's a joke. You know, it's a joke. But you see these people grow so fast. I mean, dude, these things help. These things help tremendously. I've seen my friends, you know, that I work out with just grow so fast. And it's, you know, it's like, it's frustrating, but it's like, hey, man, you have a choice. Like, you can do it if you want or not. You have a choice. It's all on you. Just not, you know, not my cup of tea. Don't really care for it. But it's like, it's just crazy to see what these things can really do. Like, they can really help you insanely.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's why people do it.
That's why people do it. And it's addicting. It's addicting. You know, it's like any other drug.
Yeah.
You know, just like social media is a drug. That's a drug, bro. It's addicting, and you get in it. And 9 times out of 10, you always want more. And that's the thing. Once you get in it, it's hard to go back.
The biggest fault in human
man.
humanity is just we'll never be satisfied.
You always want more.
Always.
Whether it's money, physique, you know, social media following. Because when it comes to physique, I'll tell you that much right now. For anybody thinks that like I just want to look like you or whatever it is, or you think that. Until you get there.
Until you got to do what you
know.
Do.
I was skinny, you know, before. I'm like, I just want to get bigger. I got bigger, and I'm like, bro, you're so fat. I just want to lose weight again. I'm losing weight already. I'm getting shredded. I'm loving the look, but I'm like, buddy, you can still use a little bit more muscle. You're never gonna be happy. But you know what? It's like I like to say it's a good addiction, right? This part right here, I think it's a good addiction because it's always gonna have you chasing somebody. It's always gonna have you working. Because if you're not happy with yourself, you're always gonna keep working.
Correct.
You're always gonna try and figure it out if you care that much. You know, I definitely do. Like I want to keep going. It always has me chasing the next better version of me.
Yeah. Do you have like a mentor or something like that? Who you
like? No, I have a couple friends that I do look up to a lot. You know, one of my friends who's actually my sister's friend, but now I'm like, I tell my sister all the time, like, he's not your friend anymore. He's my friend.
Yeah, that's
like, I hope you know because I talk to him more than you.
Like,
I talk to him more than you now. So technically, you guys are not friends. You guys are like long friends.
Yeah, exactly.
They grew up together. It's like one of my sister's best friends, Ben Azadi. And this is like the first time that I can actually shout him out because he shouts me out on every single like podcast or video.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm like, bro, I love you, man. And so, yo, Ben, if you watch this is me shouting you out, Ben Azadi, I love you. Shout out, Ben. You know, Keto Camp. So he's big, and he is someone that when I started CrossFit, he's the one that got me involved. You know, just come try it out. He was the owner of the gym, and he started learning a lot about health. You know, he has a insane story, like his story from himself and you know his dad and his motive and you know his dad passing and the motivation of trying to help his dad and just it's insane. You know this guy's you know Keto Camp, Ben Azadi. He's all about keto and intermittent fasting.
Have him on,
bro.
Yeah,
yo, I'm telling you right now,
that
man would be the guy to have on here. You know, he has a great story, but he was always pitching intermittent fasting.
I did it. Like that's how I initially lost weight.
You know, so a lot of people were like bashing him, but he did his research. You know, he believed in it. He understood it. It's not just I believed in it. Like he did his research. You know, he looked, you know, all the science about it, and you know, he's a big nerd at that, and he understands it very well. And while he's pitching this intermittent fasting, everyone's just bashing him on social media. People are crushing him, and this guy is so with a smile, like I don't care because I know what I'm doing and I believe in it, bro. His energy was, I loved it, you know. And then I started, I'm gonna try it out, but for someone that was already skinny, it wasn't probably the best thing to do. Yeah. Again, I'm listening, I'm trying it out, seeing how I feel, the energy aspect of it, you know, the getting leaner, whatever. More so the health purposes of, you know, going through a period of time of without eating. And then, he started to blow up little by little. Then he got into keto, and he was a big fan of that. And again, more of the health reasons of it. And again, he blew up, and now he's traveling the world, talking. He has mentors, and he's traveling the world, and speaking in front of thousands of people. And
That's crazy.
bro, I look up to him. I'm almost like getting like my heart rate's just because
the boy, man.
it's like a goal of mine, to be able to do that. And
Cool.
he's just preaching, and he does it through his YouTube channel. I remember the day he called me. I'm like in bed. He started his YouTube channel like 3 months ago. He has like 300-400 followers. I'm like, what's up? And he goes, go look at my latest video. And I go look at it, and I click refresh. The 300 went to like 700. He goes, click refresh again. Went to like 1,000. Click refresh again. And it was just the first time I've seen someone just blowing up like that, just
That's
through
awesome.
hitting refresh. And one of his videos just like went viral, hit like 1 million views, over time. And now he has like over 100,000 and like, verified. And, he's crushing it.
That's awesome. Man, yeah.
And he just talks a lot about, keto and gratitude. Vitamin G, like that's what he calls it. One of the best vitamins.
Vitamin G is
vitamin
gratitude.
G is gratitude, man.
I like that. I like that very much, actually.
I love him. So he's someone I look up to, because he's always trying to help me out. He's always looking out for me. You don't have to say my name or like, yo, go check out GC. He has one of the best workouts. One of the best coaches, whatever. And I'm like, you don't have to do that. But he's honestly he's such a giving and loving person. And he's been there for me, and he's watched me growing up, being this little guy to then being one of his coaches, and now, just doing my thing.
That's awesome, yeah.
So he's one to definitely, I'll plug you guys up after.
Yeah,
sure.
definitely, yeah. Normal.
Yeah.
Sounds a little sus. But, no, yeah, dude, damn, that's fucking awesome, man. Dude, with all the weight, did that fuck up your body up, though? I feel like, because, I obviously hear a lot of stories about, like, like, bigger people who are just, like, oh man, like whether it's their knees hurt or they're it's harder to breathe or
all of that. Check all of that, So
it's a rough year.
Yeah, it was a rough year, bro. I learned like a lot happened. So one, starting with the knee pain, right? So
of course, that had to happen.
People say it, like my joints hurt. Like I'm sure you and I probably never felt like that because it's like unless we're legit injured. I'm skinny, man.
Yeah.
I got no fat in my bones. My bones don't got to worry about that. But, these people suffer through, like, chronic pains like that because of the weight. It's literally the weight. Yeah. Sometimes it's not an injury. It's just the chronic inflammation and pain on the joints. It's just too much for the body to handle. And I felt that. And by the time I got to, like, 200 pounds, my natural frame was, like, 165. So getting to 200 was already a lot for me and my legs. And I remember being on my snowboarding trip and being on my toes a lot, just put a lot of pressure on my knees. Coming home, I thought I was sore from shredding 5 days straight. And I'm like, no, man, they're hurting. I was training legs still. And I'm like, no, man, they're hurting. So then I realized, I'm like, man, it's like really bad inflammation. I couldn't even sit down. Like doing this, I'd have to get up like this. I'd have to apply pressure, get up. To sit down in the toilet, I would grab something to sit down. To get up from bed, always had pain on my knees. And I'm like, dude, this sucks. What am I going to do? So I started, one of my boys who's always helping me out, physical therapy, he's always, looking out for me if I have an injury. He, like, basically saves my life. I call him my lifesaver. Anytime I've had an injury, of like a serious injury where, like, I've been scared, like, how it might impact or change my life, he's brought me right back to normal and just made me understand and, be cautious about certain things. But, you can always come back, unless you have something crazy like a surgery or whatnot, but the body is very
quite
smart.
Flexible.
Yeah, man, and it's very smart, and it runs on like a tape recorder, so you got to teach it, a certain way. So the knee thing was very big for me. I had to stop training legs, at least quad or like knee focused stuff, because it was killing me. I can do hamstrings, I can do glutes, I can do inner thighs, which thank God, because it really helped my legs grow. I was like, man, something that I've always been self-conscious about was my legs, and a big focus of mine was bulk, and I'm gonna train my legs, and now I can't train my legs. But I was like, I'll train my hamstrings, that can grow. I'm going to train my inner thighs, that can grow. Yeah. And even now that I didn't train my legs for probably like 6 to 7 months of just constant knee pain, I could not do it. Yeah. My legs still look much bigger, only because the aesthetic of knowing, like, what certain body parts are going to make certain, how are going to make you look pop. Bigger. Yeah, make it look bigger. So the inner thigh was a big one for me. I'd sit down on the we call it the good girl, bad girl machine.
Yeah.
Close your legs,
I know exactly.
So I would sit there and just kill this machine. And bro, my inner thigh started to grow so much that I'm like, now it looks so much bigger. And I'm like, I wish I understood that years ago. I'm over here trying to train my quads and it just didn't grow. And it really just, again, at least for being able not to train it for that long, I feel like I walked away with a W on that, being my legs bigger. And now I have like no knee pain. You know, like I'm almost like, I would say like 98 to 100%.
Hell yeah, dude.
Right? Like and it was just because of the weight. And I knew, like, as I was starting to lose weight, I started to feel it like, oh my God.
You just feel lighter, yeah.
And that's why I did my snowboarding trip recently. That's why we didn't book anything because of my knee pain. I was like, look, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. Plus my show. I don't know where I started to feel better. And I said, hey, babe, you want to do it? Let's just go do it. Let's not abuse of it. Let's do it 2 days.
Yeah.
And I felt, but I was already training, like, strength exercises for it. I was doing a whole bunch of agility stuff for knee stability and strengthening. And I was getting myself ready for it. And boom, that's it. I was out there shredding. I felt great. And, now I'm playing paintball again.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask about that.
Something I took that off a full year because of that.
Damn.
I couldn't run. Like, I couldn't run because that hurt. I couldn't jump. I couldn't think of none of that stuff other than just lifting weight, eating and sleeping. And now that I'm back in it, because I can run, I can dive, I could not think. I'm like, bro, if I do one dive and my knee touches that ground, I'm going to scream.
Yeah, you play like speedball, right?
Yeah, so you're always running. It's very intense, bro. You're always running. You're always diving. And I'm a front guy, so because I'm a fast and front guy, I'm always running. And like the minute the horn goes off, you are sprinting for your life and diving on grass, turf, whatever it is. So yeah, it's very intense. So, I got practice tomorrow, and then we got a tournament in like 2-3 weeks. So
nice.
I know it's kind of crazy, like having a tournament right before your show.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was like, you're literally balancing, like some people like dedicate just as much as you dedicate to the gym. They'll dedicate just as much to, paintballing or some other thing. So the fact that you're jumping on a team, I'm not just paintballing my boys on the weekends.
Yeah, like, no, I mean, I've been playing for a while, so this isn't like a new thing. I've been playing for like 6-7 years now, and then, divisionally for like five years. And built my way from like a divisional 5, which it starts from D5, D4, D6, all the way up to pro level because there's like a pro league.
Yeah.
And we've gotten up to the semi-pro league.
Nice.
And we've been playing there, very high competitive.
Same team? You've been playing with the same team for the majority of the time? Or?
I grew up with my boys for like 3-4 years, and then I had an opportunity, a higher ranked team to pick me up.
Oh,
and it was kind of like a big part of my life because it was all my friends I grew up playing with. And I was like the captain of the team, so. Like everybody like looked up to me, and like I kind of directed everything. I was kind of like making sure everyone met funds and all that stuff. If I had to help out, I would. Like I wanted to make things happen, and as long as it was with my friends, that's all I cared about. But I just knew that the following year, a lot of people had things going on, school, traveling, firefighter, and I knew that the team wasn't going to be the same, nor were we probably going to even have one. So I saw that opportunity come around, and I took it, and since then. I'm still boys with, the guys I started playing with. And then these guys, but they've changed the way I see paintball. And they're up here when I was here. They saw something in me. So now, I'm playing at their level, and it's just been great. And
that's dope.
Now we're making it happen this year. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, just like you said, like a lot of people focus on bodybuilding and don't do nothing else. It's like bodybuilding, working out, it's part of me. It's not my life though.
Yeah.
Like I have goals within bodybuilding.
Definitely.
But I always talk. I got time. In my head, it's not like I have to do this by next year. My big thing, like I said, my bread and butter is my YouTube channel. The more stuff I can do, the more content I can create.
Correct.
And I can put it all around the lifestyle of, bodybuilding, working out, and show you that you don't have to live. You don't have to live doing this. Like
some of these kids are just they'll have like, I posted 500 videos, and all 500 videos except for like one, they're in the gym. And it's like, I know you have there's like 17 other hours in the day. Like, what are you doing those other hours? So there's so much other things you should do. You could do.
I love that. Like I tell people, like, what else do you do like outside the gym? Like, what's your hobby? What do you like to do? And I grew up playing sports and athletics, but paintball is just something that I never thought I'd do. And I only do it on Sunday, unless we have a tournament and we're coming up and we got to get ready. So we play Saturday and Sunday. But just to bounce back to the question you were telling me about, going through the bulk journey. The knees were hurting. The breathing was obviously tough. Like just going up my stairs, I'm like, I felt it. Cardio was not doing any cardio because I was like, I don't want to burn any calories. I need to consume these calories. It's already hard for me. So even though I learned along the ways that I probably should have done a little bit of cardio, it's good. It's good for your heart either way, right? It's good for your heart. It's not necessarily just to burn calories, but and just getting you ready so when the time is come that you are doing cardio, at least you've been doing it. Not like I just cut it cold turkey and then boom. Because that's kind of how I felt now. But the biggest thing that other than it being mentally tough, of wanting to quit sometimes, having those tough days, shout out again to my girl that was always there and just like, hey, if this is what you want, like, you sit there right there and just like, you do it. Take a 5-second break.
That's awesome, man.
Do it again.
I hope to meet her just to shake her hand and
bro,
be like,
she's
what?
amazing. She's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. You know what? We definitely will. E-Group loves her too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So we'll do some.
She's awesome. But yeah, and what scared me the most and what really made me like just take a step back was I started getting these stretch marks that I've never had in my life. Right? And I'm like, at first I didn't even know what they were because I've never had them. I don't even know what they look like. Sure, I've seen them on people, but like didn't know what they look like. And when I started to get them, I've seen my friends have them because they're growing so fast, and that's what happens. Like your muscles are just growing so damn fast. Your body can't handle it at that rate, and it's just they got stretch marks all over their chest, their biceps, their back, and some people have stretch marks because they lost a lot of weight. Like it's vice, both sides of it. But again, I've never had any. Didn't really have muscle in my frame, so because I held body fat in like 3 areas, not well proportioned around my body. It took a big hit on just my glutes just expanding one way. And I started to get all these stretch marks and red lines on my glutes and my thighs. And at first, again, I didn't know. I just saw these little red lines, whatever. Then I started to realize they started getting more and bigger. And I'm like, hold up, these are stretch marks.
Yeah.
And then I started looking up how to get rid of stretch marks. I'm like, oh, you don't? Oh, okay. I started to understand, like, what can you do? Like the coconut oil and all this stuff. And I'm like, damn, this is going to be with me forever. I was like, damn. So then it started to get basically. But I'm like, whatever. I'm like, at least it's like in my glutes, so it's not like you only see me unless I'm naked. Like you're only gonna see that, right? Or else I'm showing you. So, but I got the fear of like, damn, what if it starts coming on my chest? What if it starts coming on my stomach? Or like, to where you can see it, where I don't want you to see it.
When was this? Like during, like when you noticed this? It was like throughout the bulk.
It was like 6 months in the bulk where I started to see a little bit of like the thighs and the glutes. Towards the end, when my coach, we're kind of like checking in and how we, we're doing great. Like, hey, I want to make a final push. And I was like, what that means is we're going to eat a little bit more. And I was like, no. I was like, look, man, I'm afraid of getting one more stretch mark. Like I already saw one. It's the only one I have in my upper body, one under my armpit. And I just saw one. I was like, that's the start of the upper body one. Like we're done with your lower body.
Just spider
we
web
got
out.
you already. We
like
got
a cracked
you already.
Window.
Yeah, man. And I was like, I don't want to see another one because I'm like, what if I just start? I didn't know. But it just kind of scared me. Again, I've never had them, so it kind of scared me. And just knowing that I was going to have them forever, it was hard for me to deal with at first, coming from someone that never had it. So I kind of got a little insecure about it. And even like when I would just kind of like rub my thigh or my glute, I felt them like little speed bumps. Like I felt them. I was like, yo, this is crazy. So yeah, that really scared me. And it's just like, I'm like, look, we're done. I mean, it's been like 11 months. We've done so much. You can blink and be like, this guy grew insane, But yes, there was a lot of fat part of it. But, from the way he taught me, he was like, hey, man, you constantly want to be in a surplus as much as you possibly can. And, eating the way you were eating is the only way to do it, and training hard. And, I'm very grateful for the experience of the bulk because I could talk about it now.
Yeah, definitely.
I could talk about it, and being that skinny guy and a lot of the skinny guys that watch, struggle. They try and figure it out. They try and do more in the gym, but it's like you gotta actually maybe do less in the gym and focus on what we can spend most of the time doing is eating and sleeping and recovering and growing. So I had to learn along the ways, and again, knowing what I went through, I can change things up for the next time around because there will be a next time around, right? I know I'm not going to try and go as far as I did, because I learned. Because what's the point of losing 50 pounds? Just to say I did it. No, like cool. You can say like I literally went from skinny to like fat and then like now fit. Like shredded again. You saw me go through that, but you don't have to do that. Understanding like now and watching people and learning, you don't have to do what I did. Right? There's a better and leaner approach to doing it. So when the time comes, you don't have to focus on losing so much body fat because then you got to spend more time doing it. Because if you think about it, this process was about a year and almost 8 months now. If I bulked for a year and now cutting for 8 months, it's almost 2 years of a body transformation of you getting really big and cutting down.
Yeah, and if you do that several times, you're ultimately only going to do it 3-4 times. Yeah, and that's 10 years of fucking life.
As you do it more, it only starts to decline naturally. Like it gets harder and harder. Like
your body gets used to it.
Yeah, and there's only so much your body wants to grow. Like we're not meant to just be these big ape dudes, like you know.
Yeah.
And that's why people get on stuff.
Unless you're like Samoan, and then you're just
you're
just thick from birth. Like.
Exactly. But yeah, man. I mean, it's tough, man. Building muscle is really it's a tough thing. Like that's why I always tell people, if you want to focus on growing, spend time doing it, because it's harder to build muscle than it is to burn belly fat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, depending on how far you are and how much weight you want to lose, you can lose weight and get shredded in 3 to 6 months.
Yeah,
if you're on it like that every day. You know, I had a lot of weight to lose, like 50 pounds, and I'm like going 7 to 8 months, but I'm on it every day. But that's 50 pounds right there. Yeah. If I had to lose 20, 30, it would have been done 3-4 months ago.
Yep.
You know, but building muscle, that takes a long time. And again, now seeing all the weight that's coming off and what's staying on, just look at that. Like it's it's impressive. It's impressive, but it's like, it's not even like, dude, I don't know. I thought you'd be like 20, 30 pounds heavier. It's like, it don't work. It don't work like that. And if it was, then I'm suspect now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a suspect. You know,
for sure. Damn, that's awesome, bro. Well, fucking, we're coming up on some time here.
Okay.
But I mean, we still got time. But I love doing is I kind of want to know like what you have going on. You know, coming up. I know you have obviously the competition. You know, what are you like future goals you got going? Or anything like that?
So yeah, I got we got the paintball tournament coming up in 2-3 weeks, and then I got my my show in Vegas coming in.
Oh, it's in Vegas.
Yeah, it's in Vegas.
Oh shit. Okay, hell yeah.
So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Danny's coming out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Danny's actually coming out. And my other videographer's coming out too. Danny was just so hyped. I mean, Danny's been a big fan, so he's been watching me, do all this.
That's awesome.
I always help him out as much as I could, and he's like, bro, I'm coming no matter what. It's like, bro, I mean, you're like one of the best videographers that I know as well, so I'd love to have you. And I mean, yeah, we're gonna go for like 7 days. Like,
wow, so yeah, it's gonna.
Because I'm coming out there for content. Like,
yeah.
I want to record, I want to vlog, and I got the show. Everything revolving around the show, still revolving around the prep series that I have everything planned. But right after that, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if I'm gonna do another show. Ideally, like I said, like because you're already that lean and you went through all that, might as well. But it's just really gonna depend on what's the goal, and my goal is to get my IFBB Pro card as a natural. Like that, that is my goal, and that is a very hard goal to do. It's been done. It's not like
attainable. It's
not impossible.
Yep.
And I know that it's gonna take time.
How does one become like IFBB Pro? Like, what are the criteria?
So you have to do like a regional show. Like the one that I'm doing is like a regional show. It's a national qualifier.
Gotcha.
And then and when you get to nationals, I think now they take first and second in your class. So you have to just get first or second in your class, and then you get your pro card, and now you can compete in the pro league, right? So me being that trying to do this naturally, I know that I can get my IFBB Pro card naturally. It's going to take me time, but I know I can do it. It could be a year, it could be 3, 4, 5 years, right? I got time. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like working out is not going nowhere. I'm going to keep doing it.
Yep.
So I do know that competing at the pro level naturally, that is a different story.
Right?
But that is not my goal. I'm not trying to be the next Mr. Olympia. Like
that is not trying to be next Ebo.
No, I'm not. I mean, I'd love to, right? But
I'm not.
Right? He is. He's amazing. I'm actually going to Revive today, so if I get lucky, I'll run into him.
Yeah.
So because that is not my goal, right? That's why there's no need for me to really get involved with any sort of PEDs, because again, it's not my goal. So I don't care. But yes, it's a tough goal, but I love it. I love the challenge, and I just want to do it, man. So I know when I do it, it's gonna piss off a lot of people, man.
That's even better.
It's gonna piss off a lot of people, but again, I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for me. I know that I can do it, and I want to be that guy. I even thought of it yesterday. I'm doing my cardio. I'm doing my 60 minutes of cardio, and I'm walking on the treadmill. And I'm like, I've been getting a lot of compliments recently at the gym. People have been watching me. I mean, people have been watching me throughout this whole time that I've been at the gym. Like, bro, you here and now here, and look how you look. And everyone knows that I'm natural. And like at the gym, so they're just like, I didn't even know that you can get like that. And
yeah.
A lot of these people have been taking stuff at a very young age.
Like
so
you said, they didn't give themselves the opportunity.
They didn't even know. And seeing the way I eat too, like if you see me eat, I don't eat chicken, rice, and broccoli all day in my like. That's, like, you'll probably never see me eat that. Like, I don't.
That sounds disgusting.
Right? It's just boring. Like it's but it is part of bodybuilding, and I'm not taking away from that. I've learned along the ways. Me and my coach do things a little bit differently. We follow if it fits your macros, and still calories. Calories are what's going to drive the overall either increase or decrease in body fat. And but I revolve myself around whole foods. It's not like I eat crap. I'm not eating brownies and pizza and burgers, you know, because I can say it fits my macros, and, you know, eating milk chocolates, like it's not what I eat. I revolve myself around 80 to 90, most of the time, to be honest, 95 to 100% of whole foods. And then I might have my little things here that add in, but that's the overall like balance and flexibility that I think it's more realistic for people to follow long term than tell you, hey, I'm going to give you this diet of chicken, rice, and broccoli, and you need to do this for the next 6 months to get lean if you want to look like me.
Yeah.
You might start, okay, I got this, and then you're going to realize I can't do this, right?
Yeah, no.
So why focus on something that you're only going to do for a short period? You didn't really learn much. You just learned this, right?
That's it, yep.
And you know, most people end up gaining the weight back, right? So I think it's very important to practice a nutritional lifestyle that is realistic for you long term in the bigger picture.
Yep, definitely. Right. I know I myself have done that, whether it's like programs or diets or something like that, to where I'll be like, oh, I can follow that, and then like I realize I'm like, look, I don't like eating that.
Yeah.
Like, why am I doing that? You know, like I can find alternatives and stuff, you know, and that's what I'm learning now, is how to alter and cater things more of to my liking and what fits me, what fits my body, you know,
your lifestyle.
And your lifestyle, correct?
So when I do my online one-on-one stuff, I talk about that all the time. Like, sure, I can give you a one-off program that I built, and here you go.
Yeah, and just recycle it.
But what if that doesn't fit your lifestyle? What if you don't like certain of those foods, or you just can't eat them? But sorry, man, this is it. That's what it is. You want to be this? That's what you got to do. That's bullshit, bro.
Yep.
You know, some people work a construction job that they can only have breakfast, they can only have that little snack, and they can only have dinner. So if I told you I'm a bodybuilder that eats 5, 6, 7, 8 meals a day, that's not gonna. You can't do that. So I got to revolve it around you, and you know, it's important. At the end of the day, there's so many different diets, you know, fad diets, and people get hyped off these, you know, diets because they're like, I saw homeboy do that and lost 40 pounds. I saw him do that and lost 50 pounds. You know. People do it I think people do it for the wrong reasons. Yep. It's the intention. Like, what's your intention? You're trying to lose 30 pounds, so you go do that, and then you gain it right back? Because you just did it for that, and that's all you know, like I said, right? Instead of understanding, learning, and finding a balance of a nutritional practice that you can, again, sustain, you know, because that's going to be the key.
Sustainability is everything. In every market, everything when it comes to body, business.
And then just being consistent with it, you know, doing it that way, you know, as long as you're consistent with it, you know, boom.
Yeah.
And the only way I'm here right now is because I'm consistent every single day, and I'm very disciplined because of the chip and the goal that I have in my head, and that's what drives me.
Yeah, you have to have an end goal. I know there's been times where I'll start a program, and I'll just be like, oh, I'm gonna do it, and then I'll stop, you know, because I'm just like, there's no end goal. I'm just doing this because I needed something to do, you know.
Yeah, and you'll have nothing to lose. You can always just like. It's like waking up. Recently, I've been waking up at 5 a.m. to do my hour of cardio, not to, you know, flex or be this cool guy or anything. It's like, no, it just makes, for my lifestyle, it's better because I don't want to do an hour of cardio after training for an hour and a half. It's close to 2 hours. It's draining. I want to eat. So I split it up, and ideally you should if it's that long time. So I split it up. And, you know, damn, I kind of like lost sidetrack of like where we were.
Oh, you're good. I do it all the fucking time.
I'm just trying to bounce. Regular day. I'm trying to like bounce back to like why I was saying that. Damn, why did I say that?
Well, I can't answer that for you, but what I can say though is waking up early is honestly, it's so good. Like, I think that's for me. Lately I've been struggling lately, man. I've been waking up like 6:30, which. It's still fucking early, but I'm used to more of like the 5:30, 5:45, you know, and that kind of get my ball rolling. And by the time I'm going to work, like I've been up for like 2-3 hours, and like I have my whole day already fucking going, you know.
Yeah.
But so that thing, and then my problem is that then by like 10 p.m. I'm like fucking done.
Yeah, it puts you out earlier. I mean, you wake up earlier, it puts you out earlier.
Yeah.
But now I just remember what
there
it was.
You go.
It was because I wake up in the morning. You know, I do it because I have this goal. Right, so a lot of people, it's like, I'm going to start working out at 5 a.m. before work, right? And they wake up here and there, they hear their alarm, sometimes they snooze it. Today I'm not going to go, tomorrow I'll go, today I'm not going to go. And then they end up just not doing it, right? Because you have nothing to lose if you don't have a goal. Like, goals are just very important, but you have to shoot for something. So for me, it's like when I wake up and I hear that alarm, sure, of course I want to sleep in, bro.
Yeah, of course. Everybody does.
But I hear it and I'm like, you have
you have to
do your cardio. You have to do this because if not, you're not going to look your best on stage, and you don't want to go on stage in front of a whole bunch of people and not be your absolute best. Yep. You didn't go through this whole thing to just be here. You didn't come as far to only get here. So that it drives me every day.
Yep.
And recently, speaking about the sleep, waking up at 4:50 is where I put my alarm. Waking up at 4:50, 5 a.m., I wake up like this, like alert.
Yep.
Compared to me waking up at 7, I hate myself.
Yep.
And it has to do. I know it has to do with like your circadian and like what REM sleep you're in and whatnot. So I've gone over this with my girlfriend. I'm like, I must be in like a very low REM, waking up at that time 4 or 5 a.m. because I wake up with ease and I sleep less compared to if I wait 2 more hours, wake up and I'm like groggy and like it's rough.
Yep.
And I feel like I need more.
Yeah.
But waking up at the time, I have so much energy. People ask me like, yo, how do you have so much energy? Like, are you taking pre-workout? I'm like, no, man. One, I'm hyped. One, I'm getting closer to my show. Like, I've been waiting for this. I have this goal. I'm getting closer, and I'm doing it. And I want to show up. I want to be here to show up. I want to show up and show you guys like, yo, like, this isn't easy. Like, you have to put in the work no matter what.
Yeah. Definitely.
But I want to be able to be that person that's going to show up. And if I motivate you, awesome. And I'm going to go in there and I'm going to do the hard work. I'm going to do the labor, and I'm going to show you that, I went from here, did that, and I'm here, and who knows what's next.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the morning it drives you. You definitely still have to get your sleep because you may feel it throughout the day depending on
recovery and whatnot.
Yeah, so I'm a big fan on that. We're watching Star Wars, but hey, 9:30 in bed.
Yeah, exactly.
in bed by 10, I gotta be out.
Does your girl also like follow your schedule pretty much?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so that's awesome.
It's not like, hey, I'm gonna go to sleep. She's still like out. No, we're
pretty in sync.
Yeah, and
that's awesome.
And she's tough, man, because she wakes up in the morning. Cause she walks a dog every morning. She wakes up at like 5:45 before going to the gym and then before work. But she don't walk the dog for 10 to 20 minutes. She walks the dog for like 45 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's
it's like
awesome,
it's a walk. Like a dog's getting a workout.
That's awesome.
That's
one thing I wish I can do is walk the dog longer.
It's impressive. Since I've known her, she's been doing this every single day.
That's awesome.
She does it in the morning and at night. She does it obviously just so the sun does. The dog can walk. But she does the 45 minutes, comes back, drinks her water, gets ready, goes to the gym at 7 a.m., comes back, goes to work, and then at night, once it starts sun comes down, she walks the dog again. Another 30, 45 minutes.
Damn,
But being so consistent on doing that, and it's not for her, it's for the dog.
It's for the dog, yeah.
Yeah. Most people would be like, bro, screw you, buddy.
That's my point.
We'll do it tomorrow.
I'm like, dude, you need to get active.
I mean, yeah, and she does. It's so impressive. So when I growing up now, I've seen her. I'm like, this is crazy. She does this every morning. But you're asking get up and either start reading or start doing something or go to the gym and do your cardio, whatever the goals are. Goals are at the time. But you could do it because she does it. Just wakes up, boom, she's doing it. Yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the Spartan paradox?
No.
So the creator of like the Spartan race.
Yep.
Yeah. So he pretty sure he coined the term like Spartan paradox, and it's pretty much like what you do is like how we were saying that like if you don't have an end goal, like those days I can put it off today. I can do this, I'll save it for another day. But the Spartan paradox is like, hey, look, like you pick a date on the calendar, and that race is on that date. So now that day is not gonna change. So no matter what you do, you can take some days off, you can do this and that, but you're shortening yourself, that until the actual game day,
Yeah.
So having like that game day, you're like, look, I can't put it off because today every minute counts, or not probably every minute, but like every hour counts, every workout counts, and I think that's massive. I try to do that to myself in my life where it's like, I'm working to this certain thing and I want to do that. But lately, man, I've been like fucking I've just been in limbo lately, and I'm trying to get like honed back in because when I first started dating my girl, I was fucking 5 a.m. every day. I was like, boom, gotta go. Like, I'm out. Give a kiss on the forehead, out,
Same thing.
Yeah, and she till recently, when I leave her place at like 5:30, she's like, damn, I think I should start just waking up right there and then, because she ended up staying and sleeping till like 7:30 or something like that. Well, now she's cut it down to like 6 something, but and it's like she said that it was like when I give her a kiss, she wakes up and she's like, I'm ready to go, but then she'll be like, oh, I don't have to be up till 7. Takes that sleep, the extra 2 hours, wakes up groggy, all this stuff. So it impacts everybody, man. And but having that deadline date, like you have the fucking competition. Yeah. So like you're like, look, if I take the day off, like that's 24 hours I took off for that one fucking thing. Yeah. And then you're gonna be on stage and you're gonna get second place instead of first, and you're gonna be like, fuck,
Yeah.
it was that one day.
Yeah, you just have that in the
one
back.
day.
You just want to, just like you were saying, like it's good to have those dates or those goals. And I have a lot of like gaps in my life when it comes to like goal setting and wanting to be better in other areas in my life. Like again, it looks great because I do this effortlessly because this is what I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
The eating part, the gym, but there's a lot of areas in my life where I want to be better at, and I set goals for, and they're not. I don't prioritize them as much as I should.
Yeah.
So like I wish I can be better at certain things, but again, this part for me, it's easy. I could wake up and do this with food or without food. I'm going to the gym. Yep. I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna go as hard as I can.
Yep.
And I'm gonna do what it takes to get ready for my show. But I've had the everyone has their New Year's resolution goals of like I want to start reading and all this stuff. Like, I've said like I've never been a reader. Like I've just never been a reader.
Yeah,
like,
if it's not your thing,
it's just not my thing. But I want to because I understand like, buddy, you need to learn more. You can be a better speaker. And I want to be able to do this stuff. But I don't prioritize as much as I prioritize other things. So a thing of mine was like I want to read one book a month. I didn't even touch a book. It's again. So sometimes I beat myself up about it because it's like I want to be better at these certain things. So I get where a lot of people come from and how they struggle with certain things. As I make it look easy, while someone is like it's tough. I can't get to the gym. Like I have no motive. And I get it because I struggle in other areas too, just like they are. If that's the gym for them, it's me trying to, get closer to God. It's me trying to sit down and read. It's me trying to sit down and journal, whatever it is. But this part for me is the easy part. But it's repetition and practice, man.
Yep.
Just like this right here, like I told you, I'm like
bro.
I'm nervous. I was so nervous, but I feel great, and just like you said, I'm like you're gonna get started, you're gonna feel great.
That's what I'm saying. But the first 10 minutes are always so hard.
But it's the same thing, like when I press record on the camera, it's repetition, man. Like day one, I was like holding that camera and vlogging. I'm like, you have to put on the tripod because no one wants to see this shaking. No one wants to see that. So how you get so good at it? I'm like, it's repetition, man. You just got to keep doing it over and over again. Mr. B, who Mr. Beast is? He's a huge.
I might have
massive on YouTube. The guy's killing it, over 130 million followers. Like he's killing it all over, right?
It's crazy. There's that many people in the world.
Yeah, for real. He's a beast. I mean, literally, it's what's called Mr. Beast, right? But he's a amazing person to look up to, and he talks about his journey and whatnot. And he talks about before you think about trying to get like your plaque and 100K and trying to get the million and trying to whatever, worry about making 100 videos first.
Yep.
Right? You will learn a lot, a lot during those 100 videos.
Yeah.
You are going to have ups, you're going to have downs. You're going to learn things that people like to see. You're going to realize what you're good at and what you're not good at. Worry about spending time sucking.
Yeah.
Ben, from Keto Camp always says, he goes through this formula: suck, success. After sucking, you suck so much, eventually you're gonna get success. You're gonna fall. Awesome. You're gonna keep falling. You're gonna keep learning. Eventually, there's only one way up. You hit the ground. There's only one way up.
Fuck yeah.
He talks about that all the time. It's just always in my head.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's true. After 100 videos, you will now know. You will not say you're gonna be a master at your craft, right? But you're gonna be so much better than when you started day one. Now I grab that camera and I'm just I'm doing my thing.
Yeah.
I'm confident about it.
No, I think I definitely agree because that's how I am with the podcast.
How were you like your first video?
Dude, my first video, I was like, oh man, I gotta think of like a filler word. And then one thing, like if you listen to like our early on episodes, like my boy and I it would just be like we were talking like if this was like a conversation with the boys at the bar. When you realize when you do that in a podcast, it doesn't really work because like someone's trying to listen. And we have both of us just talking at the same time. Like our first like 5-6 episodes, like that was one of like the comments I would get from people. Be like, "Yo, like you guys are both talking at the same time." Like I can't understand. So now it's helped me out even outside the podcast because now when I have conversations with anybody, I'll be like, have my input, let them speak, listen. Oh, okay, cool, I understand. Let me repeat. And it becomes a conversation. Rather than just like I'm the type of person that my mind's going at like a fucking 1,000 miles an hour. So I'm just like. I gotta say this. So I've been reading a little bit on like body language and stuff like that and different I like to watch videos on like different cues mostly because like I like the military like security industry and stuff like that. So you really have to be very visual visual and attention to details, everything. So you can tell like if people are like walking certain ways or doing certain things. And when it comes to conversations, like I learned that like as I'm talking, if someone's like their eyes are opening up a little bit, or like maybe their mouth opened a little bit, then they're waiting for me to pause so that they can say something, you know. And it's just like little shit like that. So it goes with anything, man. I love it.
It's impressive though, bro. Like I give you a bit, big respect to doing this. Because this is tough. I mean, as people are like, just people always say grab a mic and grab a camera and record.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the easy way. That's the start.
Yep.
Right. But there's a lot more to it. There's more planning. Like so it's impressive to see that. When it comes to podcasts, I always think of like Joe Rogan, right? Because
legend. Yeah,
legend, and he has millions of episodes. But I always think like what goes through like your head in the sense of like, you come up with these questions. Did you come up with them prior?
Yep.
You obviously got this person because of what they've done, so you want to know about it. So again, it's just it's impressive. Like I'm doing a collab on Wednesday with an IFBB Pro,
nice.
And in my head it's like, we're gonna work out, we're gonna be talking, and whatever happens, like we're gonna go off conversations based off certain things that he or I may say. But I'm like, I kind of want to have some questions for him. So, not to sit now, we're not going to sit down and talk, but like, hey, I want the viewers to learn something, being that you've been there, done that.
Correct.
And something that they can learn from, because they see me all the time. They hear
exactly,
me all the time, so they want to hear from you, so I'm over here like, planning a couple questions and stuff like that. So, I think this is really cool, man. It's tough. So, but when you see someone, you see someone doing it, much respect, because, but just getting in front of the camera for a lot of people is just something they wish they can do.
It's tough.
And again, most people want to do it, but they won't do it because they're afraid of what comes of the failure of like, what if my video doesn't get viral? What if no one sees my videos? Or what if my friends are like, hey, your video's whack? And you just gotta not care, man.
Yeah,
you gotta not care. You gotta do it because that's what you believe in. That's what you want to do, and that's what makes you happy.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I always draft questions and stuff like that. Kind of just like if there's ever like a lull, in the conversation, I can think of like something to talk about. But there hasn't been one time where I'm like, these are the questions that I think of, and I maybe asked 3 of them out of like 10. And it's just because one, conversation organically is just better, so why am I gonna fucking narrate it? But it's just it takes a lot of preparation to it, and then plus like you said, it's I just have fun with it, man.
Yeah, man.
Like I like to talk, like it's just what I do. And then now so before it's always with my boy, so like I've known him since I was in 3rd grade. Like we can fucking chat, shoot shit, and talk about fucking anything, right? But now, like with you, this is the first time we hang out. You know what I mean? Like I've seen you in the gym, I've seen you at work, stuff like that, but never like deep down, and like who is GC, So now that I'm like opening my palette to more like strangers, ultimately, you learn a lot, and everyone has a different mentality on how they tackle everything, and that's the most important part. So that's why I'm so curious.
Yeah, and just doing, and again, practice and repetitiveness, and just like how many videos have you posted already?
Well, the thing is, we've only started videos, I think 3. So we only have like 3 videos out right now.
Okay.
And then I guess in the next 2 weeks we'll have about 5 or 6.
But you've done a few episodes, right?
Yeah. But we're on like, this is episode 28, maybe. Okay. Yeah. So, and if you think about it, like Joe Rogan didn't become Joe Rogan until episode like 500 something, And on top of that, like, and this is a person who he was like a TV host, you know what I mean? Like, so he was already kind of known, and he still didn't blow up. Now, guys having 4 or 5 hour conversations 2 times a day, and then obviously all his other things on the side. So
and you're gonna listen to him.
and you're listening to him. Yeah. So my initially when we first started recording, I was like, oh, let's just do like 30 40 minute conversations, because no one's really gonna listen to us for that long. Now I'm like, look, I have a 2-hour session. I'm just gonna fucking talk until we fucking decide that it's time to go or whatever. And every time we hit those 2 hours, like, look, we started at 10:03. Yeah. It's 11:50, and you don't even notice. You know what I mean?
That's what I was gonna say.
So it's great, but now that I realize it's 11:50, we have 10 minutes, and so that puts us perfectly to where I like to ask my guests is so you're going to your penthouse and you're getting in your elevator, because I always say we're balling. All right, we're all gonna be successful. Okay. All my friends are successful. So put yourself in this image. You see someone in the elevator, and you're like, look, I have to give them this message because I don't know when I'm gonna see them again. And like, what's your elevator pitch that's like a message to someone who has to know, whether it's one of your followers, whether it's your mom, fucking anybody, bro. What would you say?
It's a tough one.
It is a tough one, yeah.
It's a tough one because
good thing you live in the penthouse, so you got a little time.
Well, I got 10 minutes, so I don't got that much time.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I can say so much. It really just depends on like what route we want to go to, you know. But I think I learned this one from Tony Robbins.
Legend.
And he talks a lot about just like. This is what I'm about to say right now is not Tony Robbins. You know, it's like a quote that's like, if you want to go far, go alone. I'm sorry, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
But what Tony Robbins, you know, what I grabbed from him is just like having love and family is everything, bro. Like it is a driving factor that it can take you so far, man.
Very.
You know, and you know, after moving out of my house and starting to do my own thing and whatnot, I realized how much, like, you realize even more how much your family is, like, one, everything, and how they are your number one supporters. And having them by your side is, like, is everything, bro. I feel like I can do anything. And it's a big motive to always just want to make everybody proud around me, my mom, my dad, my sister, you know, my family, my girl. And just having, like, I work hard for them. You know, so, you know, I want to be able to make them proud, whether they say, you know, I'm proud of you already. It's like, I want to be able to do more. I want to be able to give back. I want to be able to provide. Like, you guys spent all these years for me, you know, now it's my turn. I want to do the same, you know? So it's like, if you can, you know, if you still have, reach out to your loved ones, you know, be as close as you can, bro, because you never know what you have until you do something, bro.
Absolutely.
And I never even want to think of that day. You know, I can almost feel like it's just like coming to me right now.
Yeah.
But
no,
like,
you think about that. That's just crazy.
It's yeah, bro. It's everything. Like family, your parents, you know, whoever your best friend is.
Yeah.
You know, to me, my girl is my best friend.
That's awesome.
It's everything, bro. Love, just having love, and being able to share that with someone, and just being able to also just like take the backpack off, bro. Take the stressor off, and just like. A hug can go a long way sometimes, bro.
Absolutely,
A hug with someone, just like a deep hug, 10 seconds with someone, it's like, whew, take a big deep breath, man. So I don't really know what my message there was, other than just like, love,
family and support, man. Yeah. I think everyone with having someone there, and I tell it to my girl all the time. I'm always like, look, all I care about is being supportive. Like, if someone there support me, dude, I can fucking do absolutely anything I want.
Yeah.
So absolutely, I like that message.
It's like, you can do this all by yourself, bro. Yeah, you can do this by yourself. Sure, you need somebody to talk to, right?
Yeah.
But like, you're gonna struggle, and you're gonna go through a lot of dark places by yourself when you're trying to make it, and you're trying to do all this. We're all gonna go through that. But when you got these people behind you, you know, constantly just there for you, even when it's not going great, and they're just showing, it's like, why are you showing up still with me? And I'm still, you know, I'm not even there yet.
Yeah.
You know, bro. And bro, they will take you a long way. And again, they will put a fire in your ass like that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You will go a long way, and that's kind of like what I was trying to say. Like, if you want to go fast, go alone. Not sure how far you're gonna get with it. You know, and you're gonna go through a lot of bumps and tough times, but if you want to go far, you go together. And then, you know, whether they're doing it with you, they're still together with me no matter what. You know, I'm doing my stuff. It's not like they're making videos for me, or but their support is everything. You know, so have a support system.
Support system is key.
Have a support system with loved ones and friends. Keep your friends close, that are gonna, you know, have the same vision as you, or that support what you do.
Support.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Yeah, that's awesome. I appreciate that, and I appreciate this conversation. For sure, every minute of it. I plan on we have many more.
Yeah,
we might even do another one day. We'll see. I want to see the results of the the aftermath of the pain and gain, you know. So
I almost like almost started tearing up there, just like,
bro,
thinking about, like,
dude, honestly, it's funny. My girl always roasts me because I'm a very emotional person.
Me too, bro. I'm just like,
and my girl would be like she'll say something, or I'll say something, she'll be like, oh, what, you gonna cry? I'm like, bitch. I'm like, you know what if I do? Fuck you, you know. So that's awesome, brother. No, yeah, I appreciate that, and especially because it means it's genuine, and it means it comes from the heart. So if it's not that, I don't really want it, you know.
Yeah.
So, and that's the whole point with this. I don't want to keep it. I originally started the podcast, it was like a funny, you know, we're just talking shit. But now I'm like, I want to go deep down. You know what I mean? I want to actually get to know people. I want to know who makes them what they are, you know. And with that said, do you have any plugs you want to put in or anything?
Other than just if you guys want to keep checking me out, what I do, and
Where can they find you?
and
Yeah.
my journey, yeah, on Instagram, GC3 Fitness, on basically all my social, my TikTok, my Instagram, my YouTube, which is my bread and butter, which we're actually about to hit 1K in like 20 or 18 more subscribers.
Nice.
So like if you're watching this, I really appreciate it. I love you forever.
Yeah, please.
And if you are like that 1,000 subscriber, like send me a screenshot. I won't forget you. I promise. Like I
Yo,
don't forget.
literally.
I remember who my number one is, and I plan to remember who my hopefully my 1,000 is.
Yeah, that's massive.
I've been my 1,000 for a couple friends, and I'm like, you'll never forget me, and I'll never forget either. It's a big moment for like a YouTuber. Like 1,000 is really hard to get.
Yo.
It's not a big number, but like it's like one of the hardest things to get because you're like a nobody. It's so most people won't follow you when they see you have 50 followers, 500 followers.
Correct. Yeah.
People will follow you just because you have 100K. Like just because he has 100K, he must be somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's literally how it is. Yeah.
yeah, it's just how it works sometimes. Like you pass by and like, oh, I'm just 59. It's not that impressive. So for YouTube, it's Giancarlo Anzellotti, and I don't know if you like edit things in here, but my name for most people are like, what?
Oh yeah,
they're already spelling
it'll
it
be
wrong.
it'll be down in the description for sure. So.
My name spelled is always wrong, but yeah, Giancarlo Anzellotti on YouTube. And that's it, man. And then just like you said, bro, like if you want to vibe with me and you want to watch with me, great. And if not, it's okay. Like no hard feelings.
Exactly.
Like, I want to attract the people that I want to actually, that want to watch me. And if you don't, it's completely fine. Like,
definitely. Yeah.
So
yeah, no. So, dude, thanks again.
no, thank you, bro.
Thanks, man, dude.
I appreciate you, bro. I had a
conversation and everything. Yeah. So, but yeah, guys, Not Famous podcast, another episode in the books, and stay tuned for more content. Let us know what you think down below in the comments, please. I want interaction. Hit me in the DMs whether you like it, don't like it. Just want to tell me have a great day, have a bad day, whatever. Just
is this going on Instagram or YouTube as well?
Yeah. It'll be on everything.
Yeah. So do the usual. Show the man some love. It's not easy to do here. Be here and do this for 2 hours and maybe even have another session later on. Be here for 4 hours and drive over here and get ready and the preparation it takes. I'm sure just like you prepare for whatever you got going on. This all takes preparation. So the least you could do, show some little love, is like, comment, subscribe. It really goes a long way for us trying to create, and just creators. It really helps the algorithm and just really helps us grow just by that simple like, that share with someone. The engagement. That's just how the algorithm reads it. It's like, hey, people are engaging. Clearly, this must be good. Hey, let's push this video out, and that's how that's how we grow.
And it's genuine, bro. It's always genuine. So yeah, that's all we gotta say. So we'll end it on that, bro. Yeah, thanks again, bro. I appreciate it.
Thank you, bro. Love you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Definitely,
for sure, bro.
Put this here. Woo.
I can't believe those 2 hours just went like that. But when you said that, I was like, what?
Well, when I was like, oh yeah, we're kind of running on time.
It was like 1:30. Yeah, I was like 20 something or 1:30.
Yeah, and I was like, boom. I was like 11:50. Oh shit.
I was like, that's crazy. I'm like, time flies. But yeah, bro, you're having a good time. You're chatting it up. So yeah, at first I was like, yeah, we're probably not gonna be there for 2 hours. Like it was, but yeah, dude, this is insane.